Hello. I hope I'm actually up and running at the moment. I hope so. I don't know if I am. If I'm not, then can somebody please tell me? Because I don't know what's going on. Now, I'm going to try and actually have the comments up so I can see them here, as opposed to, well, on the monitor and having to look over there every 5 seconds. But I also have other things going on here because this is also where other things happen. I'm halfway through a conversation with the eclectic beard at the moment as well. I will catch up on that big long essay that he's left me in a moment. Good evening, Buzzard. How you doing, man? Thank you for coming to join me today. A couple of quick things to do first. Obviously, I'll put the link up for those people who wish to join me. Not saying you have to, but if I put it in there, at least then it's done. So I'll put another message in. Hello, people. I should do it. There we go. So we've got a couple of messages up, and I've got the link pin now. So if anyone is coming up to join me, or anyone jumps in to join me, they can do, which is what I have this up here for, really. So today it's pretty much everything for the army has been done except for dry brushing these. So this small little set down here, and then basing them. And then hopefully, if everything's dry in time, I'll be able to give them a brown rimming. And then it's done. The entire 2,000-point army is completed. All of it. I do have extra models that are left over. I think I've still got some Von Ryan's Leapers, some Barbgaunts, some Ripper Swarm bases left to do, but they're not counted into the 2,000 points. So I'm not overly worried about them. I have my big dry brushing cardboard card, so I can get on with it. That's my glue for afterwards, so I don't need that just yet. Do need my brush though. Very important to have your brush. Have your brush available. Got my brew. I actually recently set up tonight, so I can't be this organised. I can't be this well set up. So something's going to happen. So feel free to laugh when it does, because something's bound to happen because I'm way too organised at the moment. And this just doesn't happen with me. Does not happen. So I'm slightly worried. I don't know about anybody else. And let's see how this goes. I've also been thinking about doing the purple wash. Now, I've come to the conclusion what I'm going to have to do is water down this base colour. Good evening. I'll actually talk about you just at the start of the stream there, EB. I can't answer to that big long essay that you've just sent me because this phone is the one that you've just sent it me on. So I'll read through that essay and once I've come off this. I don't know how you managed to type all that in like 3 seconds, but you did. You managed to type it. I know you said you was talking about later on in the week, but if you change your mind, I do know how to get the instructions up for you, so you could do it whenever you're ready. I also have a already put together one to be able to show you and take apart if you really need me to. So go, I don't get how this is gonna right. Well, it clips in under there like this is how it clips in. So I can actually take him apart for you. Let's actually grab him while I've got it in my mind, while I've got it in my head. I'll get him and show you what I mean. Where have you gone, buddy old pal? The one that doesn't get used because he's essentially a little glass missile. One of these little fellas. So if you actually need me to, I can go, right, okay. That wing comes out of there. that wing comes out of there, that arm comes out of there, and then I can take it apart and show you how to put it together. Now, obviously, I've got to put his wing back in now. Silly me. And yes, it does go in one way. So if it's not fitting, it means it's not quite angled right. Like I'm just about to prove to it. Now, there we go. He's not quite in there at the back of his arm. So, right, okay, fair enough. You're doing the dishes at the minute. That's all right. But when you do come to build that model, I'll do it along with you. Just so you're not going, what on earth are you talking about? It can get confusing sometimes. It's all numbered. It's quite easy. So 1 goes into 2, 2 goes into 3. In fact, can I find that? Let's see. Leviathan. My keyboard is both upside down and lengthways. So wing prime instructions. And it helps to actually write instructions, doesn't it? I can't even spell. Tion. Yes. Is this the right thing? Yeah, there it is. So, just to show you, it is very simple. So I'm just going to share a quick screen. And there you go. It literally goes so A1. So A4 and A3 go into each other. Then they clip into A1. And A5 clips into the other side. Then 6, then 7. Then 8 and 10 go on his left side. And 9 and 11 go on his right side. And that's him done. He's so simple. He's really simple. Don't like that layout. Don't give me that layout again. No, don't. My face is too big on that layout. Don't do that layout. Scared people half to death. Jeez. So yeah, it is quite easy to put in. The most complicated part is putting his head together. That's just because it's small, really. I'll just dry brush these little blighters so they can look like all them little ones, and then I can get on to teabagging the bases. I think I've hit one of my all-time starting records. Thank you for everybody who's come to join me this evening. I've had communication from 2 of you, but that's fine. That's fine. I have a feeling that some of the people who are in here may be here for sleeping purposes, which I still don't understand, but you do you, because whatever you get out of it is what you get out of it, and I can't take that away from you, nor do I intend to. Or even attempt it, for that matter. But my viewers have dropped. So there we go. I opened my mouth too soon, didn't I? As usual. I should just forget that number, really. Good evening, afternoon even, JV. Thank you for joining us as well. What YouTube does what it does, if it can't actually find what you want, it just gives you some random crap. So in this case, you look for something, it couldn't find it, it just brought me up. That's what usually happens. You type, I don't know, best 40k painter. It can't find one. No one's live. It just goes, oh, this guy's got something at least tagged halfway into something like it. It might work. I've got to admit, my guests have been going down recently. I've not been having as many come up. Of course, Synscape's got their own projects to be going on with now. Mr. Blake TV, Le Champion, is doing his best to be a better him, I believe. Or that's how he'll put it, I think. So I've not seen him for a while. JV, obviously you're very busy, mate. You're very busy. And EB is got his pinny on and he's in the kitchen at the minute. Playing nice housewife. I see, I don't have Rabbit Hole Library here to tell me to keep me on screen. Although I do need to turn that light down because I just noticed it is way too bright. And it's causing a lot of... there you go. That's cleared up my picture. I believe so. You shouldn't lower the quality of your content, though. Maybe just be a little bit more selective over what you put out because of time constraints. Not being able to record for as much means you don't get as much recording done. Or in my case, any. Oh, pardon me. Once I've done this quick dry brush, because it is all going to be glue and basing after that, I'm just going to have a quick dip onto Discords. Just because I don't think I've actually put the links out there like I normally do. So there is something I've forgotten. We've now found out what it is. I forgot to put the links out on Discord channels. Aren't I the clever one? Aren't I the very clever one? So just the big Neurogaunt left to do, which is one with a nice big green back on him. Well, that was way too much, way too much. He's definitely going to need a wash over on that. So by the looks of it, I am going to have to use the same colours that I use for the actual skins, get it in the correct point, the greens and the yellow. I'm going to water down the actual speed paints that I used and see if I can get them to work as inks. I hope so. Because otherwise I'd have to go out and buy a load of inks, and I don't particularly want to do that. Especially because I've got the main ones that I'll use, which is the Null Nile and the Agrax Earthshade. They're the main ones that I'm going to use. The main ones that pretty much every painter uses. Awesome. Wife is working from home, so she'll take over for a little, and then while you're out on sites, that'll be good. A nice break. That's the one good thing you've got to say about getting a job and going working. Guess you're out of the house. Right. So now for the big section. I've got 34 models to cover in tea leaves. Rabbit hole. How are you doing, Kirsty? Could have done with you here about 2 minutes ago because I dropped off camera. So now he doesn't actually fit in there, does he? I forgot about that. What about him? He doesn't fit in there either because of his claws. This where it becomes fun. Because now I've got to try and splodge and move all this glue around on here. So let's put some glue on his base first. That is way more than I was expecting to put on, but it'll do. It'll do. Where's one of my rubbish brushes? There's one. Spread it all out. Spread it all out. Spread it. Spread it. Come on. Move. Well, seeing as I have got quite a... It's all right. It's all right. I've been watching I've been watching a lot of Final Fantasy Rebirth stuff recently. That game looks amazing. I just wish I had a machine that could play it. Wish I had a machine that could play the first one. It's quite honest. Or Helldivers. Or Pet, whatever it's called. Or yeah, there's about 3 or 4 new games that have come out of nowhere for me. It's like, that looks really good. And every time I look at them, it's like, yeah, you need 16 gig of RAM. Oh, for God's sakes. But I don't have 16 gig of RAM. So really, you need 32. I haven't got that either. Got 8. And ain't enough, apparently. Oh, this spreading glue. Good job, it's a really rubbish brush, isn't it? And I never actually intended to use it for any painting. Right, that's the glue spread out. Now for the difficult bit, which is trying to get a load of this on here without spilling it all over the desk. Which is failing miserably. I've already failed miserably on that one. Oh, great. Let's try doing it this way. Big globs of it, and then shake it down through the model. Just give it a bit of a tap. Bit of a tap, knock all the excess off. And realize you've missed a great big sclopping piece of it at the back. Clean up the edge. And then let's pop him down to dry. What coffins? I haven't got any coffins. I don't build coffins for all my guys that die on the battlefield, you know. They just get taken off the board and put aside till they're used again. That'd be quite extreme, that. Doing like Iron Man Warhammer. That is not something that sounds fun, actually. It sounds very expensive. It sounds very expensive. That guy got killed by a flamethrower, so you pour petrol on him and burn him until he melts. That guy got shot with an explosive round, so you literally blow him up. This way, people will be a lot more interested in buying old second-hand stuff than they would new if you had to play like that. That tank got torn apart by giant claws, so I was going to get a pair of garden snips or something and just cut your tank up. I think they'll lose a lot of players if they did that. Right. Grip some of this. Move it into the camera. Sprinkle it onto the base. Tap it through to see what gets caught on the other side. Not as much as I would have hoped. Do the same on this side. Give it a nice shake and a tap. Excess again. So that way when I come around and paint the rim brown, I don't get it all full of tea leaves. You're going to stay there because you'll be in the way of the camera. No, I'll be fine, look. I'll be okay. Because I can always paint the rest of it in brown and you won't really notice. I hope. And the whole point of this is to be a quickly put together force rather than, I say quickly put together. It's something about 6 months to do it all in total. But for me, that's quick. For me, that's very quick. Seeing as I've had the Space Marines for 20 odd years. And I've still not got anywhere close to finishing all that lot. So 6 months to do a 2,000 point army for me is good. I was going to use a silicon spodger for this, but I decided a paintbrush was going to be better. This time I can just do that. And then do that. Ah, crap. Don't knock the glue over, you idiot. Well, there's just 3 easy ones done. Now for the really bloody small ones. And this is why I opted for a paintbrush, so we can get into these little gaps. There we go. Come back and get some more off that in a minute. Ooh. Rather than putting a big splodge of glue on my bases, I'm just going to put one on my cardboard and then I can come and take it from there whenever until it's gone. Oh, I'm not going to put too much on. And I can just feed from the essentially cardboard palette. This may be a quick one tonight, people. This may be a quick one. Depending on how quick. I do have other stuff. I have lots of other stuff I can do. But priority tonight was to make sure that I can get these done. Because once these are done, I've just got to get the Space Marines equivalents ready and then the scenery for the table. And then I can play at home. Now, a lot of a part of my scenery is coming along quite nicely, as you can see. And you will see it emerge more as I remove models from around this section. You'll see some of the scenery emerging, namely the Fallen in Ruins that I've been working on for about a month and a half now, 2 months. Maybe even longer than that because of the bricklaying. Because I only do it once a week and sometimes I miss them. I've lost track on how long I've been working on certain projects. All I know is they're taking over my living room. I know that much more than anything. So, yeah, that's that. And I knew I forgot to do something. I said I was going to go do something on Discord, didn't I? And then what did I go do? I go and forget to do it on Discord. Did I give it on everything else? I bet I didn't, did I? And I can almost guarantee what I've still got up and running on my copy and paste is not going to be the link to the channel. It's going to be the link to. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the link to backstage. So we don't want that. No, we don't want that. Actually, remembering to put it in the correct places does help. I think I've put one on. Yeah, I put one in EVs. I've put one in there. I've put one in there. And if no one wants to come and join me, then that's all. You have a good night. Have a good night, Kirsty. Thank you for coming in. It gives me another 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes view time, which may not seem like a lot. And you may think, oh, it's only 10 minutes. That's a lot for me. It's a lot for me. My average viewer only stays for about 2.5 minutes because they come in, hear my voice, and then think, oh, God, I can't listen to that bugger droning on. Well, that's what I'm guessing. And then they leave. So that's how that works, as far as I'm aware, anyway. If you're not one of them people and you just come in and think, oh, I missed it and I wish I could have caught it live, subscribe, hit the notifications. It'll let you know when I put things up. At least I think that's how YouTube's supposed to work. Painting glue. Problem is when you're painting glue, it goes quite transparent. So I'm not always sure where I've done it. Just got to kind of go over it twice and hope I've got everywhere. Especially if you've got white paint already on the base, it just makes it a little bit more annoying. Five more out of the 11-man unit. And then it's just a 20-man squad. Yeah, I've started with the least amounts. I'm working way up to the monotonous, mind-numbing 120-man squad unit. Just rinse and repeat. At least one thing. I think I've remembered to put the bin out already for tonight, which is good. I forgot last time. And then, yeah, almost missed getting the bin collected. Remembered everything else as well, which is nice. No having to take medication online this time. Have a cup of tea. Good evening, Ali. How are you doing? So a little splodge of glue seems to be just enough to have done these 11. I planned it that way, honest. Purposely meant to be like that. And if you believe that, you believe out. Now, I have come up with one little idea, that is, because I'm putting all this grass stuff on here. Good evening, Stephen. How you doing, man? And yeah, there's no such thing as late to turn up to one of my streams. You just turn up whenever you turn up. I'm not too bad. And yeah, Stephen's back in with us as well. So I've got no idea who's dropped in, dropped out, done whatever. So I don't know who's in the chat room anymore because it says I've got 3 people. And I've seen 6 come through that have spoken. So who's the people? I don't know. But I thank you all anyway. Because at least now I'm not talking to myself like some psychopath. I do that during the day on my own. I don't need any. What's in this bowl? This is Pucker Sleep Tea bags. And I use them for basing material. So it's like they're walking across a dry, jungly floor. Let's bring one that'll look a little bit. You've been done and dry for a while, so there we go. So it looks like a foliage type floor covering for them to be walking across as though they're in the jungle or somewhere like that. Too much of Warhammer 40,000 takes place in cities and ruins and things and stuff. So I wanted to put a bit of a different spin on these ones. And seeing as they, pardon me, first of all, and seeing as these ones hunt biomatter, it would more make sense that they'll land on forest planets and greenery planets to try and eat all that, rather than land on a planet that's pretty much covered in metal and there's very little organic material for them to, or biomass for them to consume. So I've gone a bit fluffy with the bases. Story fluff. I just need to hope that after all this, I've got enough to do. Yes, they do have a scent. It smells okay. It smells like sleep tea. Oh, you're going with Insure? I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. I don't wish that on my worst enemies having to go to Withenshaw. I've had to work in Withenshaw, never again. I had to go through it on the tram when I came back from Belfast as well. God, it was a bleak town to go through. Even in the dark when you couldn't see it. It was a bleak town to go through. So that sums up Withenshaw. Just bleak. You say it's grim up north, but take them to Withenshaw and they'll soon be shocked I should bring them around my neck of the woods to be shocked as well. I didn't think it was this grim. Yeah, well. It smells really nice when you actually make it into tea, put a bit of honey with it. It smells really, really nice. It just tastes like shit, which is why I'm using it as basing material rather than actual tea. We do have twining sleep tea in the cupboard, which is really, really nice. But the pucker sleep tea, nah, that is just sorry. No, horrible, horrible stuff. Another big blob of glue. Get the painty brush. Let's make some room, shall we, to start putting 20 models down. And slowly clear them off here. Yeah, don't slopping glue all over the stuff, because I've realised I've not changed my jeans, so I've got my good jeans on. Not got my trackies on. I've not got the jeans that I've already spilled loads of paint on. No. Me, being a dumbass, has forgotten that I've actually got my good jeans on today. The ones without any holes in, the ones where it's not ripping through the pockets, the ones that actually look good when I go outside in them and look like I'm a reasonable member of society. And usually, as soon as I sit down in a pair of jeans that do not have paint or glue on, the first thing that happens is I get paint or glue on. Touch wood, head, desk, whatever. It's not going to happen because I do have a piece of card over my knee today. Just to emphasize the fact. No, because my light's in the way. That's good. That worked. There we go. See, piece of card over my knee. So I'm not getting glue or paint on my jeans, hopefully, today. And that'll remain as my one pair of jeans that does not have glue or paint on. I suppose I still have my absolutely naffed jeans that I was lucky enough to literally tear the arse out of. And when I say tear the arse out of, I mean literally from top to bottom, straight down the pockets. I quite literally ripped the arse out, just ripped straight through the arse. My own fault for trying to pick up the sofa. But still, you know, when you just hear that noise and you realize, oh crap. At that point, I realized it was too late, so I might as well carry on. And yes, Mrs. Laz is sat behind me trying her best not to burst out laughing because she was sat on the settee when I did it. And she heard the almighty coming from the back of me. Very shocked look on her face, I must admit. And then when I turned around and walked past her and she saw it before I did, well, the hysterics didn't stop. And I can see it now. I'm looking now. I can see that smile. If we just keep talking a little bit more about it, she'll burst. She'll burst. And she'll start laughing. I can see it. I can see it. It's not a particularly strong smell. Because it's not been boiled and it's not been active. It's not essentially active as a tea at the moment. The smell's not that strong. I only really get it when I put the glue on it and it starts releasing some. When I put the varnish on it, however, I'm expecting that to give a big release of smell. But I also want it to, because there's certain fruits and berries within this, I want it to activate the colours of the berries and then I want it to stain the varnish so it stays there. Now, when I tried it on this fella, see these couple of brown spots here? They actually turned out to be purple and pink, but because I didn't varnish it, it didn't stay. Nice, 5K. 5K is something I definitely won't be able to do. I can't do the 5 level up, never mind the K bit. 5 steps and I'm out of breath. Killed me off yesterday. I went swimming on Saturday with my son, my partner, and even just moving the water with my legs damn near killed me off. Because I've not been in a pool for that long. I forgot how heavy water is. And it's quite heavy, especially if you're trying to move it. It's good exercise, but whew. Oh, no, my son seems to like it. He wants to go back next week. So I think I'm going to be starting to do a little bit more exercise than I originally intended to. He also had me doing dips while he was sat on my shoulders. That was yesterday. Tried doing a push-up with him on the back. That failed miserably. That just failed miserably. So instead, I ended up doing curls with leg curls with him, and sit-ups with him. Essentially, he played the part of weights, and he played them very, very well. See, I don't drink, Steve. I don't drink alcohol very often at all. So, what? Half a litre of tea instead? That'll do me. A nice half litre of tea and I'm done. Or coffee. I did all that. See, I started the drinking thing when I was like 14, 15, going out, clubbing. I mean, when I say clubbing, I was going out in Manchester like 15 years old, getting into clubs. So by the time all my friends wanted to come and do it, like, what, 3-4 years later, I'm like, been there, done that. Next. Yeah, pretty much all over and done with. By the time I hit 25, there's still 30-year-olds who haven't gone out and done what I've done. So it's like, I'm not gonna. I don't see the point. I'll do something else now. I got myself off alcohol, which was hard but doable. Shame I can't do the same with cigarettes. If I could do the same with cigarettes, I would be excellent. But I'm really struggling with them. I've smoked for a lot longer than I drank, though. Ooh, you joined an advanced group, Alan? Now, is that just bigger distance or quicker speed? Oh, no, actually, no, I probably have about 3 or 4 cups of tea a day. But mine are large cups. As I said, the half-litre cups. So it's like 2 litres of tea a day. give or take. And this is about the same. So where's that? 2, 4, 6, 7. This is number 8, Termagant. It's one of the few that I've actually got that are specifically ranged units as well. Most of my armies seem to be melee, I've noticed. Well, all the big stuff seems to be melee. Whether it be the Carnifex or the 2 Norns, the Psychophages will get really up close to you as well. I think those are the longest range things I've got at 24 inch. Then these close behind at 18. I have nothing with longer than 24 inches at the moment. Not like that. God. I know it went through your minds. I'm just getting in there before you say it. Mixy, tappy, 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 tappy. Well, your own pace is probably the best pace because then you know you're not pushing too hard. And if you think you're going a bit light, you can kick yourself up the ass. So which is essentially what I've had to do with these. Just give myself a boot on the backside and go get them done. Because I've been procrastinating far too much over that ruins. I've not been concentrating on these. Oh, I should not have had that cheese and toast before I came on stream. Oh well. Live and learn. Or at least live. I don't usually learn. We are working our way through the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway through all the gaunts. This is not true. We are having sleep tea over here, Joey. We are having sleep tea as a herbal remedy. However, your herbal remedy is far, far more effective. Links up there, homie, though. If you want, feel free to click it. Don't ask me how I've got a Christmas tune stuck in my head. I have. Don't curse me for it. Don't complain about it. I'll try and get rid of it as quick as I can. Oh, that reminds me. I was supposed to have music things on here that I can put up now. Let's turn that down. Now, I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I sure hope Let went out yesterday. It's very, very faint. Awesome. It's not the best music in the world. It's StreamYard's own rock music. But it makes my voice a little bit more interesting, or should I say a little bit less boring. Is that possible? I don't know. But I'll do anything I can to try. It's not very an original rock thing, really, is it? I'm not sure I like it. Yeah, no, that's finishing the couch to 5k. No. It'll take me at least 2 years to even consider training up enough to the point where I think I could do a 5k. Get it under the camera, you complete dickhead. And you know this just how we wanna do it. Go and go. This is what we do. Now we paint on faces with all the glue. See, shit music. Catch you later, Stephen. You have a good night, mate. Good looking Withenshaw. Good looking Withenshaw. Could be worse. You could be going to Ashton and Makerfield. Or even worse yet, you could be going to Middleton. That place is right shithole. Got to drive through there once when I was going back through Rochdale. Fuck me. Lep could not get out on. Right. I'm shutting the music off because no, stop the music. Bring Joey up.
Stop the music. Stop the music.
What do you mean? Funny? Your little Irish friend could not get out on St. Paddy's Day.
Yeah, he couldn't. He was out at. Well, I mean, I don't want to.
He was busy. He was busy.
Basically, he went out. He went out Saturday, and he was kind of like. The missus, I don't know, for some reason was mad at him, so he couldn't go out Sunday. So it was weird weather yesterday. I mean, there was still some crowds out, because I'll give you a comparison, dude. Like last year, we went out. There was at least 9 or 10 or 11 people in our group. After everybody met up, different people here or there. And yesterday it was just me and Noreen. Nobody else went out. Fucking everybody was working, or maybe it was because it was a Sunday, but it was kind of whatever. Yeah. And somebody shared a video. Somebody shared a video downtown Cleveland with like a bunch of fights and shit. So I don't even know, man. I don't even know. It seems like the wrong people go out.
That sounds like Paddy's Day to me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bunch of fights, lots of people getting drunk.
Yeah, typical. Hey, people, if you're gonna be Irish for the day, be the productive part of Irish, not this doesn't mean you have to fight people.
Yeah. How about you build a couple more ships, or do the good things. Do the good things. Go plow fields, or
even go to church, right? You think you get fights with people.
That'll still cause fights,
right? Oh my goodness.
Wrecked Nation. Right, I'm gonna have to get a closer look at this because exactly what I think it is.
Let's see here. I've never seen Rec Nation before either, and they obviously know that we're.
Yes, but there is somebody who we both know who uses the word nation within their name.
Oh, that's Daniel. It looks like here he
It
is.
does look like Daniel. It is tea leaves, rectally.
I mean, if it's not Daniel, it's fucking somebody stealing Daniel's image for branding purposes. Okay, rebranded. Okay.
Rebranded, cool. Yeah, it's sleep tea leaves.
Okay. I'm
Because
smoking on some. It's called Ace cookies, maybe AC cookies. I can't even see it. They make it so small. It's a 22% something. But
sativa.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, smoking it, I'd probably say it's more of a sativa leaning, but it doesn't really say. I don't think.
Could you still get up and go do the dishes?
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. It didn't put me to sleep, so I don't think it's an indica. I mean, most of these, they're not even sativa as indicas anymore. They're usually pretty much straight hybrids all the time. You'll get like a hybrid sativa leaning kind of thing, hybrid indica leaning, but it's rare. I mean, they'll have 400 strains and probably 10, 20 of each sativa is good because the rest is all hybrids.
I know, but you will get, as you said, sativa strong, indica strong, depending on which is more dominant, and you'll get the effects from whichever ones are stronger. Mm-hmm. So if it is an indica, you're ordering takeout and not moving. And if it's sativa, then grab the vacuum cleaner, get around the house because you're going to do it in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of sativas, man. You can do some serious cleanage, and if you're productive, if you're like in the arts, if you're a YouTuber, if you're a painter, if you're a musician, poet, whatever, your poetry is going to be way better on a sativa than it will be just regularly. And I'll piggyback off that. If you're really wanting to get creative and you can get hold of some mushrooms, some shrooms, I'm not fucking endorsing illegal drug use. I mean, it's still illegal in a lot of areas, a lot of kind of a gray area because they're probably gonna be legal soon. But if you want to talk about creative genius to the fucking max, that's your fucking pill right there, son. That's my goodness gracious.
No. You want to do the Arthur? Is it Arthur C? No, Philip K. Dick method. Which is wake up, take amphetamines, take cocaine, take whiskey, take speed, eat your breakfast, write half of a book, rinse and repeat until you're getting tired. Then start taking, and then just start pumping the speed.
If I was doing cocaine, I'd have 8-hour streams to go till 3 in the fucking morning. But I mean.
Philip K. Dick used to literally just take so many drugs before he was writing. And it's like, how did you come up with Scanner Darkly? The one where you can where you've accurately described what it's like to be on things like DTs on heroin and stuff. And he goes, it's just experience. He's been through all that. So a Scanner Darkly, which is creepy, weird book about a cop getting addicted to drugs. He's basically done through experiences. Weird. It's very strange. A lot of his stuff is just bizarre anyway. I still need to read Valis, which when I heard about that story, how he came up with that was just bizarre. Jehovah's Witnesses turned up at his door. A light hit the cross on the Jehovah's Witness's chest and beamed a light straight into his head, apparently. And he came up with Valis.
I don't think I've had, and I've owned this house. I've lived here since 2009. And I don't think in that, how many years is it? Almost 15 now. God damn, 15 years. In that time, I don't think I've had but 3 or 4 fucking knock on the door visitors. I got a burn hole in this fucking hat. That sucks. Oh, well. It's a buffalo hat. I never wear that fucking thing anyway. But regardless of that, I think because I had the one girl back in 2010. There's some exchange student from Estonia who was selling books and shit. And then there was some guy running for local office 2018. And I'm struggling to think of I mean, you know what? There was a couple salespeople back in 2011-ish, 2012-ish that would, I can't remember what they were selling. I think it was like utility, some kind of utility markdown or whatever. They would get paid a commission to walk the whole neighborhood kind of thing. But man, the past 6-7 years, especially, fuck, nothing, man.
My missus sends me to the door. So the last people we had knocking at the door like that was for elections. Now, you're not allowed to ask us who we're voting for. It's illegal to ask us who we're voting for. So then they come to my door and I answer and they go, who are you voting for? I go, you asked me again, I'm reporting you to the police. Go. And they look at me, it's like, but we just want to know who you're breaking the law. Put it this way, you're not getting it. Go away.
That's funny.
But you don't even know who we are. I know enough. No, I'm not voting for you. It's like, but. It's like, fuck off. I know.
Yeah, I had a pretty good day otherwise, Ellie. The morning was kind of tumultuous. I got a little argument with the missus, but it happens. And then I went, what did I do? I did something with Jimmy, I thought. Oh, Friday night, I took Jimmy to the escape room. No, that was Saturday night. Saturday night, we took Jimmy to the escape room. Maybe it was Friday. No, yeah, it was Saturday. That was Saturday. Because then Friday, but I did something around, maybe I took Nikki to the mall. Maybe I got him food at the mall. That's right. I got him food at the mall. I came back. I can't fucking remember. But yeah, I ended up going to my buddy Don's house, and I smoked some weed with Don. And I sold him some Girl Scout cookies. And then Girl Scout cookies being the actual Girl Scout cookies, like my daughter's in the Girl Scouts. And then after that, I went to Noreen's house, and she has like 3 big ass dogs, and they jumped all over me. We smoked. I sold her some Girl Scout cookies, and we went to McGee's, this bar. And we ordered some food. I got a corned beef sandwich. We just sat there. She had a Bud Light while we sat there while the food was getting made. We only sat there while the food was being made. That was it. And we went back.
For you, Joey.
Yes, sir.
Going back to your daughter makes Girl Scout cookies. Do you ever make her special batches for certain people who order them?
If people, I mean, the typical Girl Scout cookies themselves, like it'd be hard to make a tag along because you'd have to dip it and get that peanut butter right. I've tried making tag alongs just even before I was making edibles. It's just really hard to do if you don't have like a processing machine, in my opinion, or the right equipment. But I mean, if somebody wanted to, I wouldn't hesitate to sweeten the pot by throwing a cook in there. 90% of the time if it's my friends, I'm going over there and we're smoking. You know what I mean? Because I got fucking weed out the wazoo anyways, so we'll just fucking have fun, smoke some weed, and chill for a little bit. Because that's at this point, most of my close friends are potheads. I mean, if somebody can't be around pots, I got friends with asthma or whatever, they can't. That's fine, but it's like they're not going to be. I don't really go out that much. I mean, most of the time I'm at the house. You know what I mean? If I go Friday, I did go to my buddy Bob's because the power went out, and I just told my boss, I was like, Ashley, the power went out. I'm not gonna. I'll give it about 45 minutes. Actually, Ashley was off, and it was Adrian who was at work. And I told Adrian, I was like, I'll text you about 45 minutes and let you know what's up. And I was like, yeah, this ain't happening. And the power ended up being off till like 9 o'clock, but it was whatever. I was already fucking high at that point. But I was smoking with Bob. He's doing a good job, man. It's my buddy Bob. But I got to have some of these guys on the show because we were just talking about old stories and just the old neighborhood and different people we grew up with and all that. And it's wild. It's really wild, man.
It's just nuts sometimes. Plan done for tonight. That's good. That's good. The escape room, Ali, is essentially exactly as it sounds. They put you in a room, you're locked in, and you've got to figure out the puzzles to get out.
Yeah, there's a bunch of numerical puzzles. Like the background story on ours was that it was called 7 Deadly Sins. I even got a bracelet from them. They give you a little bracelet. But it's 7 Deadly Sins, and it's like escapology, Lord Lumstead. And they lock you in a room. The backstory was that there was some guy, some priest was going manic, and he thought all his congregation was slowly poisoning themselves with the 7 deadly sins. So he poisoned everybody in the congregation with holy water or the wine and the communion. So it was all poison, whatever. But he didn't poison the children. And your great grandfather was one of those children, and you had to like unlock the mystery. And when the guy supposedly killed himself, or he didn't kill himself, but he kind of did. He like froze himself in a tomb. You basically got to unlock the guy who did the priest's body is in this tomb. It's kind of cool. Jimmy likes it. It's a little bit obscure for my taste. Like there's a lot of random puzzles that you really got to stretch to get some of these. Like the one you had to take all the heights of the people and take the numbers of letters in the people's heights, and that was a code to the lock. And
oh right, so it's like you need to be you need to be one of them Cody type of people.
Right. It's like a sleuthy kind of thing, and I'm not. I'm the brute force kind of guy. I'm kind of let's go in and just let's knock the fucking door down. I'm not trying to, fucking figure out the code, especially that kind of situation. You know what I mean? But Jimmy likes it, and it's all about having fun with the kids. And it's not terribly bad. It's kind of fun. Got a cool picture out of it. Had some fun with them. It's not cheap. She was like $33 a person, which ain't cheap, but
it's bloody not. I know.
But it's like there's nothing to do with kids. There's nothing that's cheap anymore. So it's like fuck it, man. If I could afford it, it's not gonna break the bank. I'm not opposed to doing it. I mean, it's whatever, whatever, man.
We was just looking up something simple. Like a few years ago, we went to Disneyland Paris with all 3 kids, and now it would cost the same price for my missus just to take her and my son as it would cost us then to take all 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, holy how on earth are people supposed to? I can't even go on a basic holiday or just a few days in England just because it's the same bloody price as flying abroad. I might as well fly to Spain. It's going to cost me that much bloody money. Good evening, Saf. How are you doing, man? How are we doing? So holidays is just an absolute debacle of a thing at the moment.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at, everybody goes on. It's no secret. Most people with kids have the summer off, so prices of fucking vacations just go through the roof in the fucking summertime.
Oh yeah.
Same airline tickets that are $500 in November and October are fucking, $1,200-$1,300 in June and July, which is kind of shitty. But
even if you was just to price up your flight that you did when you came over and price it up for now, ridiculous price difference.
Oh yeah. It was like, when I flew, it was like I want to say $600-$700. I can't remember exactly, but it wasn't much, considering. But yeah, if I price that now in the summer, it just depends when you fly. And the kids want to go over there too. Nikki and Jimmy want to go to UK too because they like everything. But so that adds on. That's if I do something like that, I'm going to have to get the working idea, man, is what I wanted to do is I like to come over with a couple guys, American Invasion kind of thing. We just do a comedy show. Just rent out a venue and fucking charge $50 a pop. Have everybody come in from around the fucking country, and we just have a fucking big ass party and chill like that.
That might work, but you'd need a couple of names, really. If you wanted to be big, if you wanted to get right out there, you'd need at least one recognized name within the UK.
Oh, you talk about I was talking about just pretty much making it mostly YouTubers and YouTubers' friends. Soft markets alone. if we say you get 20 people, say you get 30 people. 30 people is aggressive, but you can get 30 people. 30 people with like me, like you, like Squirrel, like Allie, like that. Random people.
Yeah,
who could afford, to where it's not gonna. If you give enough notice, you could save about $50 for a fee. Not necessarily a fee, just a party. Because you get $1,500, you can rent out a fucking whole venue for a whole night. Enough for supplies, booze, whatever. People can get hotels where they want. That kind of thing. That's how you make it fun for something like that. But that requires logistics. That requires
that was quite a lot of logistics, especially if you wanted to do it over here.
All right.
So obviously to get, obviously you. I'm guessing you'll get Lep to run the catering.
I don't know if Lep could get over. That's the thing too. It's like to get the people to get over here would be. I know Squirrel could probably do it. Dino could probably do it. I could obviously do it. I think Angie could probably come over, but Angie's not really a stage performer. But maybe. And there's no,
but you could possibly get EB to come over.
Yeah, EB could probably come over if we popped it right.
If you timed it right, possibly Dan as well. I don't know if Dan would be able to stand up. But I think he'd be at least willing to come over with you, as if to get, okay, I'll come over. I'll run bar. I'll run. I'll help.
We'd have to concede a couple things. We'd have to concede that we have to get a place that's central and that some people who can't get to that location might miss out. It sucks that not everything's close, but we need a town that basically. Any town's going to do as long as it has access to the, either public transport kind of closest to an airport. Like I don't want 2 hours and 45 minutes of transfers and 3 trains to get to the, Place with a lot of hotel space. At least enough for
So you're looking one of the major cities, and you're looking, say, Manchester,
like Aylesbury or something like that. Aylesbury would be a good example. Oh, yeah, I think Aylesbury is there was a a bunch little town center there, fucking travel lodge, cheap prices, et cetera, et cetera.
Even Wakefield might do it because it's not too far away from Leeds and York, so it's easy enough to get to those two in a quick bus.
I don't know about that shower though. It's so weird, dude. Because the only other shower that's small I ever had was my shower. My shower is a stand-up shower, and I got 32-inch shower. That shower there was 24 inches. I remember it, and every time I'm in my shower, I think about that shower. Fucking tiny. I literally the soap falls down. I had to open the door to fucking get the soap. That was the tiniest.
Yeah, that wasn't a shower.
That wasn't a shower. That was a fucking pipe with it was a squared off pipe, basically.
Phone booth.
Yeah, a phone booth. They turned into a fucking shower.
Yeah, let's just put a hose at the top with one of the garden things attached to it, and we'll just have that. Press the button, we'll have some guy pumping on this bike here behind him. You won't notice the difference.
Wakefield does provide. Wakefield is so. I mean, because they got the whole area there. That's such a perfect thing. But there's it's not easy to get to Wakefield though. If we had a couple of people with cars that could caravan,
me getting home that next time, my train was cancelled from Wakefield, so I had to go into Leeds and then come back out of Leeds. It wasn't that bad actually. It took me a couple of hours, obviously.
Right.
It wasn't a quick trip, but the Wakefield to Leeds bus was about 45 minutes to an hour on the bus for the Wakefield to Leeds, and then about the same again from Leeds to Manchester.
Wakefield would be a spot. I don't know. We basically need a spot because there's no cops out there. I mean, like Mick said when we was there, look for some cops. There's nothing here.
Yeah,
for a weed smoking ways.
I'm sure with a couple of phone calls we could find a not necessarily venue, but a building that could support the amount of people that we needed.
Right. It's all we need. I mean, a warehouse, a garage, something. I mean, just a place where we can kick it and, they don't mind us. I'm not saying we have to smoke weed in the building, but if we can, drink beers in this building, just kick it, do general deep house meetup stuff, barbecue, obviously, something like that, And we could, if everybody put in $50 a time, we could advertise, just comedy, fucking music, dancing, whatever, fucking, just like any old party and stuff. Allie, you take it easy, sweetie. You have a great evening. Thanks for listening to us banter. Exactly.
Yeah. Let's just waffling on about things that we might plan in the future.
Right. I mean, for everything we've thought about planning, there's probably, every 20 things we thought about planning, there's one thing we've done. But, I mean, it's just how it goes. I mean, it's, you got to talk about stuff out loud or else, nobody ever knows your fucking ideas in life,
That's exactly how it works. That is exactly how it works. Like, if you never said anything on your streams, I would have never known that I had to get my ass over to the Manchester airport.
Right, you hooked up too because you was the first person I saw when I landed up that piece.
I made sure that as soon as you landed, you saw a friendly face.
And I was there's my face.
Then you see mine instead.
Right. And then after you ran our friendly faces, you just said "fuck it" and put yourself out there. I get it.
Yeah. At least he knows what I look like. But yes, this is my 2,000 point army done now.
Okay, so the whole army's done then?
Yeah, the whole army's done.
Okay, nice. What's the next project then, brother?
It's to finish off my scenery, which is all this is scattered on at the minute. So let's just move you all. I've just put all you on there, but I'm not going to move all you off there again, so I can show Joey now what's happened to this. In fact, we'll start off with the unedited version first. Providing I don't knock everything off the top of my PC. Which I'm likely to do at this rate. You go over there with the chariots. Fuck off and don't fall. So what do? You fall.
You talk about Southwater. You talk about Cape Town, South Africa. I'm listening. What? Let's see. How much cheaper to get there. Let's see. Weed is decriminalized. Let's take a look. Let me take a look at plain fares.
It's decriminalized, but do I trust Cape Town?
Now let's. I got to check entry plane fares. I mean, if it's going to be 1,500 and up. It's not going to happen. I just can't. That's not in the budget. But you never know. Let's see here, Cape Town, because I've never been to the African continent, dude. When I was in,
makes two of us.
When I was in Spain, I was like in this base called Marone Air Base B. It was about 45 minutes outside of Sevilla, and we went down the whole strip, the whole Mediterranean. There, we went to Portugal, Lagos, Portugal, all them beaches. Malaga. So I went to Gibraltar. It was the first time I stepped foot on UK soil. Was Gibraltar, and that whole area, it's fucking gorgeous. And they had a little ferry that goes from, I can't remember the town name, but it goes went into Morocco, Marrakech, Morocco, I think it was. And I wanted to go there. And they actually have little enclaves too, little Spanish enclaves on the border you can go to. I mean, one friend did, so it's kind of like there's this part of Spain that's in Africa, but I didn't do. Because I'd never been to Africa. Never have. Mick, brother Mick, sir.
Yes, Mick is here. Mick is here. Mick was live as night having a party on Instagram.
Oh, Mick's Instagram parties are gonna be legendary. I love it.
Yeah. Well, Raz was up on the DJing desk as usual. So, right. That's the base MDF ground floor that I'm going to be using for my next build.
Okay.
But that's because I've not finished with this, which is the same base, believe it or not. Okay. So I've got to finish off the inside of this.
Okay.
So it's all rubbled and painted in, right? And then the other two floors can go on top of it, which are... So then they're all bricked up like that and look like nice buildings.
All right.
So after I've done this one, which is all fallen in, I've got to brick up the other one. Oh, you can see I've already got bricks in it to start off. So I've got to brick up all this again. And this one's going to be fallen out. So it's going to have about a 2-inch circle around here where all what was inside of the other one is going to have come out instead. So all this is still going to remain empty. You can use the door, and you've got an area here that you can stand behind, almost like a wall or a barricade, giving you more ground floor space to fit a bigger unit in.
Okay.
So that's my next one. Once I've done them two buildings, I'm working on the scattered terrain to go round and fill the rest of the board up. Then I'm going to set a board up. I'm actually going to either play myself or play my missus and actually use all this stuff. Use all my Tyranids, use the Space Marine that will even the sides out. And I'm purposely not going to meta game against it, because that's what happened last time I played with Tyranids. My opponent took a tournament list, whereas I've not got a tournament list. I've got 2 starter boxes and a couple of extra models, and it was a foregone conclusion at that point, because it's like you going. You're aware of what war games are, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's like your CEO come up to you and go, right, you've got 50 rookies. We got war games this weekend. You're taking on the Marines, and they've got 200 of them. Do your best.
Right. Good luck.
Are you gonna win? Are you gonna win?
Me, probably not, because I was like giving up early so I can get back to the bar and get the beer first.
Yeah, and you've got 50 rookies against 100 Marines.
Well, whenever we did the whole war games thing, we call ORIs, operational readiness inspections, and they had ORAs and ORIs, or both operational readiness. Then E's was exercise, and I was inspection. Basically, E was a practice, I was the main thing. But you basically get in like you would deploy to. It's basically a mock deploying to a war zone kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it just always sucked because it was always in the middle of fucking summer, and they put you in this goddamn chemical gear, and it's always in some place in the southern United States. Like my shit was in Savannah, Georgia, fucking July. It's fucking 95 degrees every day. It's like this is horrible. And it's like Iraq was not like that. I mean, it wasn't. Well, for one, we haven't. I don't think we've worn real world chem gear ever. I mean, maybe once or twice, but I mean, it's like, I mean, most of the shit was like when we got to Iraq, I think it was like our C bag or whatever. There was different bags, A bags, B bags, C bags, whatever. And the one bag was all your chemical equipment. So I think it was your C bag had your chem gear in it. And we put that in a fucking bin. And when we got there, locked it up. I don't know if we locked it up. We just left it there and we picked it up when we left. We didn't touch it the one time. I mean, if they would have been a chemical attack us, it was fucking pretty easy. You know what I mean?
Because you were all thinking, nah, fuck this.
Right. And they gave us 60 bullets to walk around with, 60 rounds and shit. I carried 2. I didn't, or 1 or 2. I think I put like 1 in my fucking ID card thing, just so I could say I had a bullet with me. Because by the fucking they breach the base, by the time they get to me, the fuck am I gonna do with this fucking M16 if they breach that fucking base? The base is like guarded with fucking rockets and M50 guns and my little ass. What am I gonna do? This is fucking. It's not Call of Duty, bro.
No, it's not. The best thing you could hope for is literally it's the last guy who's managed to stumble his way through, and you go,
just pop him on the head with the end of my fucking rifle.
And that's because everybody else has took everything else out on the way, and if one poor guy stumbles in front of you, that'll be the best option for you.
Well, it was funny because like the first month we were there, they didn't even give us the fucking rifles. Then they finally gave us the rifles, but we didn't have any ammo. So it was like another month we didn't even have fucking ammunition. And then the rest of the trip we had it. And it's like, Jesus, man. This organization. I hated it. So, I mean, there's so many jobs in the military, bro, and they start looking for shit. I'll give you an example. There's this base there's a base in Qatar. You may be familiar with Qatar. It's a Gulf oil state. It's a high income race. I mean, they got over $100,000 a year per person income. It's a very rich oil state. But we got a huge base there. All you need is the name of the base. It's a huge transfer base. Basically, when you come over from the States, you'll land in Qatar for a couple of days, process for a little bit, and then they have your rotator. You catch the rotator to the theater. So we flew from Baltimore. Well, coming here, we flew from St. Louis, quick refueling stop in Germany, and then right to Qatar. Then Qatar, we stayed there for 3 days and went from Qatar to Iraq. But in Qatar, it's really, man, it was a long line there. I'm trying to remember the fucking end point of the story. What was I talking about 45 seconds ago before I went down to the Qatar line? Talking about Iraq getting breached.
Yeah, your little piddly gun not going to do shit.
Oh, yeah, nothing. But and then
Qatar going to get raided.
I was going to make a point about Qatar. I can't remember now. But yeah, the Qatar was wild, though. Like the guys who had for some reason, when we went to Qatar, we had to put all our stuff through security screenings, which I didn't get. Like all my stuff, like all my personal bags, everything had to go through a security screen, right? I guess it was because we were using their space. But the guy behind the scanning machine, dude, I shit you not. And I got 5 people who could back this story up. He was sitting there just like this. He was snoring behind the fucking machine. Didn't give one fuck what was coming in, going out. He didn't care at all.
Military guys coming through, loaded up, armed up to fucking.
Right, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we all got fucking arms and shit. What is he going to find? I don't even know why they had it there. It was all so ridiculous. And these people, all these countries over there, they train all these people for these government jobs that don't really produce. It's a job, yes, but it's a job because they have all the oil money. You know what I mean? That's half of China too. That's half of South Korea as well. It's a weird issue.
The money's not what it's coming from or where it's supposed to be going to.
Oh yeah, Safwat. The military is so disorganized, man. It's just wild. It's so. I mean, it's so bureaucratic. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. That now I remember. So NID, a huge transfer base, right? So they have a lot of. The military tends to get rank heavy, especially in the Air Force. Really high in the Air Force. You got to piss on these guys. They just never get out. They stick around forever. So they just got to give them a rank, or else they can kick them out. But they had guys that would do. And keep in mind, this is supposed to be a hostile fire zone. There were guys who would inspect the uniforms before they're coming into the chow hall. Like if they would like measure your socks. Supposedly your socks are only supposed to stick up a 1/4 inch from the top of your sneakers. So they would measure your socks. If your socks are too big, they would make you change socks or some shit. I don't know. They weren't doing that when I was there, thank God. But I mean, just the nitpicking, I couldn't deal with it, man. It was whack.
Look, you're bored. Go find something else to do, mate. Don't leave me alone.
Well, Well, it was cool when I was in Qatar. They had this place called the Fox Sports Box. It's basically Fox Sports. It was this little bar they had. And in Qatar, you were allowed 3 beers a day. And they were scanning your ID and charge you for beers.
Isn't Qatar a dry country?
No. I mean, at least not the Qatar and Iraq aren't dry. Saudi Arabia, I believe, is. But I think they're starting to loosen a little bit. But I think it's country by country. But yeah, I don't think Qatar and Iraq are. Because we didn't have any beer when we were like in Iraq. We had 2 beers in the Super Bowl. That was it. But Qatar, at the base bar and all that, you could have 3 beers a day. 3 drinks a day. If you were there full time, you could have as much as you want. So yeah, I don't think it was a dry at all.
Oh, it might have been because it was a military base as opposed to because I know a lot of military bases get to act outside of national laws sometimes, just because they keep it on base and they kind of classify it as the nation's soil as opposed to the whatever nation it's on. For instance, a US base over here would be classified more as US soil than UK soil.
Mm-hmm. We had Wi-Fi there too, and it was 2011 when I was there, and it was the air conditioning was bumping. I'll give it that. That was a fun little spot, and they had a little base theater too, and you can go watch it. But the base Pizza Hut was funny though because they had like but it was because it was obviously, a Muslim country or whatnot. But so they didn't have like bacon or pork or anything. They had beef bacon. So you get a meat lovers and they had beef bacon, beef pepperoni. It was just weird, So
you ham and pineapple, no. I bet there had to be some little private who went up and asked for a ham and pineapple, didn't there? Somebody had to have been tricked into that.
Well, I mean, you could probably get anybody to cook. I mean, I'm sure every squadron had a grill. You know what I mean? Cookouts are big in the service. Dude, we cooked out so much, man.
Yeah. How many privates do you really think got screwed over by the COs just for the fact that they were bored and they wanted to laugh and like, yeah, go get me a ham and pineapple pizza from that place. We would get thrown out again.
Those guys love me, dude. When I was, especially in 2008, when I went to this base in New Jersey, I was in what's called the Air National Guard. So if you're familiar with the reserves, where you do 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summer, it's just kind of part-time service. That's what I was in. And the National Guard is basically a state thing for the military. So like the governor of Ohio could call up the Guard, and the Air National Guard is the Air Force version of that. So I was basically at my base. My home base was always in Ohio, but I could get take trips and be deployed to other locations. So I took a 6-month trip out to New Jersey when it was under Operation whatever the fuck it was, Iraq Freedom, whatever. And I was on night shift. And I was an E5. The ranks go E1 through E9. And there was a bunch of, active duty guys. And I was the ranking guy on the one shift on the weekend. There was like, for some reason, they put 9 people on the shift. I was like, all right, guys. I told everybody, individually or when they're in a group, I was like, we're going to cook the fuck out, that day. So get some burgers, get some hot dogs and shit like that. And, after we inspect all the vehicles, half y'all can go home, or we could just, sit here and eat too. We're going to have some fun. We fucking jammed, dude. We had a blast that night. We fucking kicked it. I mean, don't put Joey Edibles in charge of a whole air terminal, dude. We're going to have some fucking fun.
Yeah. Some plane's going to fucking crash. Why? Because the guy up in the tower's swinging his shirt around his head.
That's a good point. Mick mates right there. Yeah, like World Cup was there, and they had all the random stuff.
Imported 600 barrels of Tetley bitter just for us.
Yeah, at least it's probably all based on events. Yeah, like you said. Like I bet regular Qatari people, like a Qatari national, couldn't go to the store and buy 6 of Bud. And maybe he could. I don't know. Like we gotta look up the official answer now. Here, hold on. Oh, by the way, the flight from Cleveland to Cape Town is beyond reproach. I don't think that's going to happen. Unless it was September. Yeah, even in the off months, we're talking $1,200, $1,300.
That's like me getting over to you.
Yeah, I'm not. I guess if it went in November, it'd be a little cheaper. But even then, $1,000 is the minimum. I can fly me and a couple kids to anywhere. Jimmy really wants to go to Japan. I got to figure out what I'm going to do in Japan because Japan's not really weed friendly, but I guess Japan's kind of quirky enough to where I could have fun with it anyways. You know what I mean?
No, you'll be fucked after 3 days in Japan. Everybody shouting "Godzilla" as you walk past. You'll be walking down the street because you're 3 times wider and 6 times taller than everybody else.
I need to dress like a different American celeb every day I'm in Japan, just so they think Like one day I'll just fucking shave right here and my hair here, just walk around like Fred Durst. Fred Durst from Rimp Biscuit.
If you don't do that, you probably get jumped.
All right, let's see. Qatari drinking laws. Qatari drinking laws. All right. Alcohol isn't legal in Qatar, but there is zero tolerance for drinking in public, and being drunk in public is a crime. Local law and customs reflect the fact that Qatar is an Islamic country. Therefore, you should respect the rules at all times and ensure your actions do not offend. Okay, that's common sense. All right. Doha Guides 2024. I'm not going to read all these aloud. If there's any huge points, I'll bring them up.
Is your airport 3-letter CLE?
Yes, sir. CLE is my airport.
Okay. Just checking. Date depart. I'm not departing this fucking close. July, August, September-ish.
Angie, welcome to the party, Angie. How are you today?
Good evening, Angie. Hello.
He says it classier than I do because I have a, that random Midwestern accent. I don't sound as classy as these fucking Midlands people.
Hey, Angie. All right. Right. Direct flights only.
Yeah, there's the only nonstop from the British Isles to CLA to Cleveland is from Dublin. They got Aer Lingus has one.
Aer Lingus?
Yeah.
That's who I flew to Ireland with, so.
But there is one from Pittsburgh, which is about 90 minutes away that flies into, I want to say Heathrow. I'm not sure. But there is one.
Virgin Atlantic, one stop.
Usually you have to stop at JFK if it comes from England.
Atlanta.
Okay, Atlanta's not a bad airport. Atlanta's long. That's a long fucking airport. But by the time you get to Atlanta, it's only like I want to say 2-hour flight from there to Cleveland, so that's not too bad. But Atlanta's a lot. So if you got a connector in Atlanta, be ready to fucking run because the whole thing is like from one end to the other is I think a couple miles. It's fucking so big, dude.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest airports in the world, actually. Atlanta still has smoking section back in the day, which was kind of cool though, like an actual cigarette smoking where you could do it. I don't know if they still do, but
well, the only airports I've ever been to are the George Best Airport and Manchester Airport. So,
okay, I've been to quite a few airports. I would say JFK is probably one of my. I just don't like the layout of JFK. It's in New York, obviously. Heathrow was no worse or different than any airport over here. I would say it was funny when I was coming back, dude. I was fucking sweating my ass off for some reason. Before I get ready to travel, like if it's cool outside and I come inside and I'm dressed and I always sweat, dude. So I was sitting there with my bald ass head just fucking dripping. And the one lady comes up to me and goes, "You okay? You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just fucking really hot." Because she's like, "Oh, that's fine. We're required to ask." I was like, "Okay." Yeah, I was just fucking dying of sweat in Heathrow, man. But yeah, I was in Tokyo, Narita, going over. When we went to Korea with the Air Force, we flew Cleveland to Atlanta and Atlanta to Seoul. But on the way back, I think it was Seoul to Narita and Narita to, I don't know. But regardless, I was in the Tokyo airport. It was a nice little airport. I was only there for a couple hours. I don't remember too much.
I'm just looking at here from Manchester to Cleveland, 15 hours, 4 minutes with one stop. That's 4 hours in Atlanta for £700.
Okay, not bad at all, sir.
Not bad. That's one person return flight. 7 days later.
Shit, come over here. Make sure it's over a weekend. Wait before you book anything. Wait till May because that's when we find out when the Browns schedule is. And if you go over, no, seriously, because you got to go to a Browns tailgate. It's next level fun, dude. You're gonna have such a blast because, like, my buddy Steve Weber, he runs the whole tailgate we got, and it's like I think it's like $30, and it's all you can drink, all you can eat, and he gets there at like 4:30 in the morning and starts cooking. He has breakfast ready by like I think it's 6:30 or so, 6:30, 7 o'clock, and breakfast from like 7 to 9. You can drink the whole time, full bar, everything else. And I got weed and edibles, so fucking all you can. And there's other people walking out as a weed. Everyone's like, "Oh, try mine. Mine's good here. Mine's good here. Mine's good here.
Mine's better than his. Mine's better than his.
Right. So everybody wants to get on the weed tree. So this weed being passed around like it's nothing. Oh, it's a fucking blast, dude. It is a good fucking time, man.
I'm looking at the price. If they divided it by 100, I might be able to afford it at the moment. It's like 700 quid. That's just for me. That'll just be to get me on a plane to get off in Cleveland. Nothing else.
Well, we can make something happen. If you get over here, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. I mean, I'm not saying go book shit now, but I'm saying you get over here, I will do the courtesy of definitely taking some time off and doing some stuff with you for sure. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna take a week off and fucking drive you to Texas, but you get a couple days of my time for sure. I'll pick you up and take you off at airports, et cetera, that kind of stuff for sure.
Homie, here's a tent in my yard. At least you got somewhere to sleep.
Right. Hey, I mean, I could probably fucking clean this. I'm in the process of cleaning this breezeway out. You fucking crash on the couch in there. If the weather's fucking, not too bad, we could put the fan on. You'd be all right.
Well, when you came to Wakefield, you saw I slept on the floor.
Right.
It didn't bother me. I was like, what? Blankets? Yeah, done. I was down. So sleeping places doesn't bother me.
Wakefield. Fuck, that was the weirdest hotel ever. That little, my favorite thing though, I really liked that little cafe they had there. It was cool as fuck. I really dug that.
What, that one downstairs?
Yeah, that was cool as hell.
That wasn't bad, but the beans were shit. The beans were shit. It wasn't a bad place because it was right out of the way. I mean, when we went outside for a smoke, nobody came and bothered us.
Oh yeah, that big old parking lot there and shit. That was cool.
I was like, well, I certainly didn't go light on them. Let's put it that way. I was just like, look, you don't want to be traveling with this, and I don't want to be traveling with this. So let's use it up.
Shit, bro, you come over here. We'll get you some fireworks. We'll light off we'll do some of that. If you want to. I'm not, because I know the gun thing is controversial with a lot of fucking Brits. But if you want to go to the range, we can take you off there. You can pop a whole ton of rounds off. Fucking, we'll get you. I mean, we'll take you to the dispensary. We'll fucking buy a bunch of weed. Weed's legal here in Ohio too. I mean, it's we'll do all the excessive shit.
That literally just sounds like what Dorito said he would do if I ever came over. He went, "We're going to get some buggies. We're going to take you to the desert, and we're going to shoot some guns." Is that a fun thing, or are you going to kill me?
I mean, the four-wheeling stuff, it's okay. I'd rather personally be out on the lake, like a jet ski kind of thing. I mean, that's more fun. We got Lake Erie up here. If you're coming to something, come around that time, you can probably still get the jet skis out. It just depends what you're doing.
I'm not a big water person. I can barely swim, and it's like I live on a island, but I can barely swim. I'm not a big water person.
Yeah, well, I mean, four-wheeling, dune buggying, there's we don't have really sand dunes around Ohio much, but I mean, there's all kinds of off-road tracks. If you want to do something like that, we can definitely hook that up. When
you said go do the guns, it's like that's pretty much what Dorito said to go do as well. It's like, yeah, you come over here, we're gonna fire guns. It's like,
well, that's why I say. I mean, that's why I say. Not everybody. I know that not everybody wants that. I mean, like if Captain comes over, the first thing we're probably going to do is go to the range. I mean, it's just I know he wants to shoot guns off, but everybody doesn't really want that. Want to require that. At the end of the day, is it cool? Yeah, but you're just going poo into a sheet of paper, whatever. It's not like this is fucking, going to be the end all be all. There's 10 times more better things I can think of that are funner than going to the range. This is me personally.
Yeah, it's not like you're going hunting, or you're going to actually trained to use the weapons properly. You just point to get a piece of paper.
If you wanted to go hunting, I mean, I got hunting buddies. You could go hunting if you come over the right week. I'm just not a big hunter. It's more I'm too lazy to hunt. I don't really want to track down the animal, get up at the crack of dawn, put on all this special clothing, scent myself with the urine of the animal or whatever the fuck they do, and sit up there and boom, then track down the animal and gut the fucking deer. Whatever, man. I was going to go to the store and buy the meat.
Go to the store, buy the meat, stick the gas into the barbecue because sort all that coal shit, just instant on and cook the damn thing.
You know what? A random thing we could do, and this is random. They got them all over every state, and nobody ever uses them. But at every rest stop, we had this place called rest stops. Basically, you're driving on the freeway system, lads. You see the freeway system over here is gonna fucking blow your mind. How big our roads are. How fast you can get places. It is fucking crazy. Like coming from over there, I mean, I've seen how your guys' shit is. You can only get spurts of the fucking shit we got. That's entire life of what we got over here. 3, 4, 5 lanes going every direction, everywhere. It's fucking insane.
You will be invited, Angie. Don't worry. You will be
Right,
invited.
right. If Laz gets over here, you're gonna be out too. Don't worry. They'll probably be the wagon train. We'll probably head east and hit up all the.
I'm not the one you've got to work on to get me over there. Cause I'd go like that. Yeah. Woohoo! I'm going to see my mates in America. Awesome. If my missus is the one that you've got to convince to get me over there.
Right. If you got to get her over, then you got to break. If the missus has to come over too, then we'll have to figure out.
Well, no, that's the thing. I don't think she'll want to come over with me, but she also wouldn't want me to go on my own.
Right. Well, I mean, you're going to be safe. I'm not going to point you in bad directions. I mean, it's are there bad areas in the state? Sure, but I mean, as long as you use common sense. And once they hear your accent, certain areas, Brits are so uncommon. They're gonna be like, "Wow, where are you from?" And they're gonna start chatting you out. They're not gonna shoot you in the face or anything like that. So.
They're gonna be so amazed. It's like when you came over. As soon as they heard the accent, it's like, "You're from America?"
Right? Oh yeah. I mean, not so much the bigger towns, but yeah. When I was in Wakefield, fuck, they could hear me coming a mile away. That one chick was fascinated. Oh my god, you're from America? That's so cool. I love the accent.
Yep. I'd expect the same thing. If me and Captain were to come over, I'd expect the same thing to happen, and then them to just slowly get confused when we both say we're from the UK.
When we was up at Travelers down the street here, fucking Craig went with us. The one girl, the one bartender, I don't think she's still there, but she asked about Craig a couple times after that. She's like, "How's your friend from England doing?"
It's like, yeah, he's still over there.
Right, he's probably still over doing that. Whatever the fucking English do all day. That's probably what he's doing.
Whinge, moan, complain.
Right, complain and sit in giant ivory towers looking down on the rest of the empire, that kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much with our tea in the hand, pinky out.
Right. All fancy as shit. Fancy as fuck, man. That's how the Brits roll, dude. That's what they are. They're fucking class personified. America's the brute force, fucking the Brits are the class and shit. That's how we roll. That's how our symbiotic relationship in the Western world works.
We're not classy, we're just subtle.
There you go. You're not excessive too. America, dude, we're such a land of excess, bro. You're gonna just laugh at the excess over here. Like every fucking I'm a rarity in that I don't have a giant pickup truck in my driveway. Every fucking house is a pickup truck. Every house. It's fucking mind-boggling, bro.
Dan's car. I don't know how he gets into it. The thing looks about 26 times bigger than him.
I've had a minivan's the biggest thing I've ever owned. I've never had anything big. I mean, cars are cars, dude. It's I'd rather vacation and travel than really drive around, you know?
I mean, I complain about cars. I complain about small cars for the obvious reason. I'm like the same height as you, and if you get in the back of a small car, it's not comfortable, is it? So as I complain about cars, I don't like small cars for that reason, because my head touches the roof. And it's not good when you go over a speed bump.
Well, we was in Philadelphia once. It was me, Hernan, and I think it was this guy Dennis. Well, there was three of us, maybe four of us, and we got an Uber from the one place, and it was this dude. He had a wheelchair, right? And the wheelchair was in the front seat. And me and Hernan are both, big guys. We're both right. I think Hernan's like 6 feet, 280. I'm 6'3", 250. It was a fucking like a really small car, like a tiny. It was small, dude, like a fucking Honda Civic or something like that. And I was like, dude, can we put this wheelchair in the back seat? So he's like, no, we just got to stay up here. I was like, fuck. So I had to squeeze my ass in the back seat of this fucking little ass car. And it was in the middle of fucking summer. I don't know if it was the middle of summer. It was hot as fuck out. And he did not turn the air conditioning on. Oh, that fucking drive pissed me off. And I hate to get pissed at people who are, how shall we say, differently able, because obviously the guy was in a wheelchair. But God damn it, motherfucker. Common courtesy, bro. Fucking turn the AC on. You got your disability. I got mine. I'm 6'3". It's tall and big. Fuck.
The way I see it is because I've spoken to quite a lot of, as you put it, differently able people. And they've all got a sense of humor just like us. They don't want to be treated different. Treat them the fucking same. So if you would have told someone else to go get fucked, tell them to go get fucked. They're still a human being. Just because they can't run away from you doesn't mean that you can't tell them to go get fucked.
Right. Right. Mick will do that. You can tell Mick to get fucked. He'll tell you right back, get fucked, mate.
Yeah. Fuck you as well. And so, yeah, just tell them to go get fucked.
I love when Mick talks shit about somebody. That's great. Mick's so funny, man. I love Mick.
Oh, Mick don't give a fuck. Mick really.
He seriously doesn't care, bro. He's fucking awesome, man.
It's just genuinely just Yeah. So,
I wish we could get
in
somebody who
Lancashire.
had like a fucking party bus and be able to drive us around.
I'm not in Lancashire, Mick. Please don't insult me. I'm not in Lancashire. We broke away. Greater Manchester is its own area, not part of Lancashire anymore. Thank you.
Manchester used to be quite industrial, no, like a real industrial area back in the day.
Well, because of that industry, we got to break away from Lancashire and become our own county.
This whole area, like Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Detroit, it would remind you of home. It's very similar. An old industrial area, a lot of cool looking, decaying urban architecture type shit,
And the amount of red brick textile mills that are just around me is unbelievable. Man, it's the one thing Manchester's really known for is its red brick mills. And we've got loads of them, which is a shame because there's one in my town centre that I've always liked, but it's just getting left to go to ruin. And it's just like, this is like a 7-story building that you could easily fit a few hundred apartments in, and they're just letting it fall to the wayside. It's got a fucking river view right in the middle of the town centre, and they're just leaving it. It's disgusting.
Should at least turn into fucking high-end apartments. In Cleveland, that's what they do all the time. Because they have a lot of buildings just like that. Because we had the infamous river fire back in 1969, which caused the formation of the Environmental Protection Agency, which cleaned up a lot of rivers. And the whole area is really nice now. It's fished there again. It's like, because they used to dump all the industrial solvents right in the river, and it was almost declared a dead zone, et cetera. But now it's fucking cleared up. But they turned all those plants and shit into like fucking, high-end apartments because they got river views and nice views of downtown, shit like that. Yeah. Mick, when you talk about that, it's funny, bro. I've been out with Lep. I've hung out with Lep a couple hundred times. I mean, a couple times a week I hang out with him, and I've never once not called him Lep. I've never called him that. I think he goes by his given name's Paul. I think he goes by Jay, but it's just always Lep. And Lep's always wanting to talk about YouTube. It's funny, man. We'll be out and he'll try to bring up YouTube casually, and it's like, I'll bring up YouTube if it's topical. You know what I mean? You got to read the room a little bit. But Lep will just straight talk to the Home Depot cashier, like, yeah, you hear about YouTube? I'm like, yeah, I don't think this guy cares, man, but let's just keep going.
Just keep going. He'll leave us alone.
You gotta live the lifestyle. I mean, you can't. I mean, that's a fine line too. You got to be able to promote, but it's like, I can't. I want to still just have fun and live the lifestyle. I'm not trying to just promote and talk about the same fucking strategies. I don't give a fuck. I'm already monetized. If people want to come watch, they can. That's all I care about. I'm not going to sit here and, fucking just whatever. It's whatever, man.
If I go down to my friend's house, which I usually do on a Friday, which is why I usually miss you and Captain, because I'm around there. As soon as I mention it, they're both looking at me like, shut the fuck up, will you? So we don't care. We know you've got a channel. We don't watch it. We don't even subscribe to you. It's like, right, yeah, but can you just help me? I just need your opinion on this. And it's just, I don't give a fuck.
No, the market I got that's not there yet, because I don't want Nikki to, because I got my one daughter, she's going into high school, and her friends want to know my channel so bad. I mean, they can find it with basic research. It's not hard, but I mean, they want to know my shit so bad. And I told Nikki's like, I don't want. And there's nothing bad on my channel. You know what I mean? And these guys know I'm a pothead. I talk about the weed all the time. I'm a war vet. I'm allowed to fucking do that. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it. I abuse that part of the privilege. If you talk about veteran privilege, I abuse the narcotics part of it. If weed is narcotics, but once that, Nikki's established in the school, when I say established, like, she's not, how high school is, bro. You know how dynamics are.
She's not the brunt of the bullies.
Right. She's not getting bullied, et cetera, et cetera. And she has her group of friends, and they do their thing. Once she's there, and Jimmy's in the high school too, because Jimmy's going to the same school next year. She's a sophomore, he's a freshman, and they got a good establishment in there. And then the high school starts finding out about the show. That is the next inroads. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sitting here and saying I'm popular with the youth. I'm never going to say that because I don't give a fuck about kids, dude. Whatever. Most kids are annoying, but call it how it is. Yep. Some of these guys like, I like these 19-year-old girls. Why? The fuck are you going to talk about?
Yeah.
No,
you've got
bro.
nothing in common with them.
Right, literally nothing, bro. They don't want to fuck with your old ass anyways. But I'm a funny fuck, bro. We gotta be honest. You know, I'm not saying I'm the funniest guy ever, but I can make a fucking room laugh. And once these guys get a hold of the show and they see how the vibe is and it spreads and shit, that's when the fucking next audience comes in. My local presence is kind of maxed out. I mean, it's like, you know, you can only tell so many people to watch a show. I mean, I tell my friends I'll watch a show. They're like, why? Why would I watch this? They don't care. You know, even if it's a famous guest, you know, they'll watch that maybe. But I mean, beyond that, they're not gonna sit. They don't want to sit here and watch me and Dorito and Blake talk about whatever. They don't give a fuck. They don't know these people. You know what I mean? So that part is whatever. But like once, you know, and it's also, it's not like this is a must get done now thing. It's a back end open-ended project. This is my retirement project, and I'll retire for another 14 and a half years, man. It's a long time till I retire. So like, there's a long time for this thing to swill. It really is.
You got 14 and a half years till you can retire.
62, baby. Yes, sir. I'm 47 right now.
Oh, Jesus. I've got to wait till about 75.
75? Jeez, what's your pension situation, bro?
Fucked.
It's fucked. He hasn't got numbers or a name for the thing. He's like, it's fucked.
Yeah. What was my pension? Hopeful. My pension is die on the job and don't ever get to claim it. That's what my pension is.
Okay.
It's just going to get bigger and bigger, and the age range is just going to get bigger until the point where we can never actually claim our fucking pension because we never actually leave work. Well, that's what they're aiming for, as far as I can tell.
Right. Well, I should be able to retire at 62. I mean, I don't want to talk about myself too much because it sounds like your situation is dire. This is like the fucking rich guy walking into the starving camp and be like, "Oh, my food selection's way too big right now." But it is what it is.
You are a veteran, so therefore you will get a military pension.
Yeah, I get. Well, it's several different kinds. The military service, I get I did 20 years in the service, so I get my military retirement. I collect that at 60 because I was in the guard, so I collected at 60. But they take off a month for every month I was in Iraq, so it's really like 59 in 7 months or something like that. But that's why I collect that. But I'm service connected for some VA disabilities. My feet. There's a gastrointestinal thing as well, and that's 70%. That right now that's $2,000 a month. That'll drop to a little bit once the kids get older, but that'll be right in that range, you know, around there. That could increase as well. I get that now. That's the service connection. So I'll get that and the military thing in retirement. In my federal job right now, I get 3 different things. Social Security, everybody gets Social Security. That's just a set rate based on, you know, your income over the years. And then I got what's called FERS. That's the Federal Employment Retirement System. That's a pension based on the job I got now at the VA. And that's based on years of, they take your high 3, times it by years of service, and then you get 1%, and then percent times that by 1%, you get that every month. So like say your high 3 is 100,000 a year, or say your high 3 average is 100,000, you work 30 years, you know, 30 times fucking that, 30,000 times 1%. So you get like 30,000 a year, something like that for that. And then
too bad.
It's pretty nice. That part's pretty nice. And then there's also the TSP. It's called the Thrift Savings Plan. It's kind of like the 401k. Basically, they take 5% of my take home and they match it, and that gets invested in random shit. And so that grows. So that's my 5 sources of income. Besides, then I got YouTube. That'd be 6. And then, you know, anything weed based, edibles and shit like that. That's 7. You know what 7 means, bro? It means you're going to be a millionaire. Because they say to be a millionaire, you have to have 7 incomes. That's right here. 7 incomes, bro. Oh, yeah.
1. I'm not even guaranteed to get that when I retire.
Well, just stick around. All you got to do is keep a household for the next 15, 20-ish years. And if I'm still around, all my friends will be hooked up because we'll figure out a way, bro. We'll figure out a way.
I should be. Hopefully by then I'll be working again.
True. Very
hopefully, true. But I'm hoping to get all this fucking medical shit sorted out so I can actually work again. And then I can actually start earning some proper money as opposed to the shit that I'm having to put up with for the past few years, which is not good, which is also why my missus would be worried if I was to travel. It's particularly on my own, me on an 18-hour flight. I'm going to be taking prescription medications with me, restricted prescription medications with me, and then I've got to try and get them through American customs. That's got to be fun.
Well, you could ship that shit and we'll figure it out.
I can't ship it. I'll need to take it on the plane with me because I'll need it for partway across the journey.
Ah, okay. Well, I mean, if it's a medication, they'll let it through. The thing, it's weird. I hate, one thing I do hate about this country is for inbound, foreigners. It's kind of these customs guys get kind of ridiculous. They do. So probably gonna ask you all kinds of asinine questions. Just answer it and say whatever. I mean, don't say whatever. I mean, in the back of your head, think whatever. This is how it is.
Give them the correct answers. Yes,
Right,
sir.
right.
So 3 bags full, sir. Let me pass, sir. Thank you very much. See you in a week when I'm going in. And then hopefully get through without some trigger happy moron going, no, I'm stopping you because I don't think that's right. For fuck's sake. How long have you been on this job?
Right, it's like, calm down, Rambo.
I've got 7 tablets with me. I'm going to be here for 7 days. Do the math. 1 a day. So yeah, getting that would be fun. Then.
I mean, I always could bow out earlier. I don't know what the things are in early retirement, and if I get something VA connected, that brings me up to a 100% rate. There's always an out there, and if I could early retire, I don't know. I would have early retired. I could just fucking YouTube all the time. Then I could do it full time at that point if I early retire. But I'm not there yet. It would take a little bit of decline in terms of health. So who knows? I mean, the job is doable. It's not too bad. I mean, the job could be undoable here or there, but I don't know. There's still protections. There's protections built into the job, me being a government worker. So it's not like they can just, see edibles, you're done. There's certain things they got to do, certain wine garden rights and shit I get. So,
Angie, you are filthy.
Oh my goodness! All right, give me 2 seconds, bro. I got to run in the house right quick.
No worries. I've got how many guys have I got left to do? Oh dear God, I've completely forgotten. I've forgotten everywhere I'm up to. I've got four bases for the Gaunts to do, and I wired to move out of the way. But I'm definitely going to wait till Joey comes back because it'd be rude to disappear without him being here. Now that he's expecting to come back. Is that just 4 Gaunts now? Then that's all the bases rimmed, all the bases covered, all dry brushed, all everything. Come on. 4 more rims. Just get them brown rims done. And once I've done this, and hopefully put them to one fucking side and put them all back in the box. Get them all up ready. Finish my ruins. Finish the other set of ruins. Then start on them ones. Which are more broken ruins. But they're more just little side walls so they can sit in various places and fill up smaller gaps rather than these big ones, which will be line of sight blockers. So big creatures can hide behind. Pardon me. The good thing is I still have some tea leaves left. So what I can do then, because obviously I've got to leave these all on here to dry till tomorrow. Then once all these are dry, I can clear them off. Then I can rebase these. Because I'm not happy with them. And when I made them, I said I got the inspiration from a different channel. I actually spoke to the guy from that channel. Again, if anyone is interested, the channel is MS Paint, and asked him, so look, you did a video on this in the past, and yours didn't look like this. How did you sort it? He very politely told me that he just scrapped his completely and started again. So it's like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't have enough stuff to be doing that with. So can we think of a way between us? So what we've come up with is base them, and then using the filler that I used to fill in the bottom of this, I can then kind of fill in the sides upwards in a similar method. So I'm going to have hills, I'm going to have ruins, I'm going to have buildings, bits of all sorts of stuff, really. But for now, I've got to let shit dry. I do have to let shit dry. So clean out your brush. Give it a good wet beating, slapping around. You know you want it. And then that's that brush done. So let's see if I zoom out, can I get this to raise up a little bit to zoom out to actually. Yeah, so there we are. We now have what, 40 termagants. In fact, I should have all this written down somewhere. So I actually know what's on the army now. Carl, welcome back, Joey.
Thank you.
So all this is now the complete Tyranid army. And it consists of, for those of you who haven't got a fucking clue what I'm talking about, I'm going to go through a list and you're not going to understand any of it. 2 Neurotyrants, 2 Screamer Killer Carnifexes, a non-emissary, a non-annihilator, 2 Psychophages, 22 Neurogaunts, 40 Termagants, 5 Barbgaunts, 2 sets of 3 Von Ryan's Leapers, and 1 Neurolictor, a total of 82 models. My Space Marines are going to get the shit kicked out of them. I don't think the Space Marines have got anywhere near that. Oh, I think they're only taking something like 20 models. So I'm going to have what? About 20 of these guys, 20 to 30 of these guys taking on like 80 of these guys. That's going to be a fair fight, apparently.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I do. Basically, if the Space Marines can kill that one, and these 2 big fuckers early, the rest don't really stand a chance. It's just going to get mowed down by the high-powered shit. If they can't kill them 4 before those 4 get in contact with their front lines, then the Space Marines are getting ripped to shreds. But the Space Marines can kill them before they get there. They've got enough firepower. And they can stagger it in ranges from 30 inches down to 12. So they can play the range game and stay out of range of most of it as well, which doesn't help. And I don't know which side I'll be playing.
Oh, is that a random draw before the game?
Well, considering I'm going to have built both armies, and by the looks of it, my opponent's either going to be me or my missus who's never played. If it's my missus, then I'm going to give her the choice of whichever army she wants to play. And if it's me, then I'm playing both anyway. Okay. So it doesn't really matter at that point. So, yeah, I've got a feeling my missus is going to take the Space Marines if we play. And I'm not too happy about that, because it means her turn's going to go a lot quicker than mine. Obviously, I've got 80 models to move, and she's got 30. It takes a lot longer just to move them around the table and make your decisions. But I suppose better get the scenery sorted first, haven't I? So yeah, 2 big ruined buildings. I think there's 4 sets of these I've got left to do, which are like little corner buildings. Blown up and destroyed just to kind of give half things behind.
Playing Pictionary, JV says. What's up, Mr. JV? Welcome to Mr. Lazar's stream. How are you, sir?
Welcome back, JV. Welcome back.
You know what we should do, bro? You remember that movie Full Metal Jacket, right?
Yeah.
That was filmed over in England. We got to go to the filming site of Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal Jacket.
That wasn't Pinewood, was it?
Let's see. Filming location. Principal photography began on August 27th, 1985 and wrapped up on August 8th, 1986. The scenes were filmed in Cambridgeshire, the Norfolk Broads in eastern London, at the Millennium Mills in Beckton Gasworks in Newham, and in the Isle of Dogs. Do you know where any of those places are?
I know where some of them are. I don't know where the Isle of Dogs is.
Okay. It says Bassingbourn Barracks, a former Royal Air Force station and then British Army base, was used as the Paris Island Marine Corps boot camp. Okay.
All right.
All right, we got to see out where that's at. Bassingbourn Barracks. So Ministry of Defense installation located 3.5 miles north of Royston, Hertfordshire, and 10 miles. Herefordshire, sorry. And 17.1 kilometers southwest of Cambridgeshire, England.
Right, so she's near Cambridge. She's down south.
Yeah, it's more towards the east-ish of the island, it looks like.
Yeah, it should be just north of London, I should imagine.
All right.
Right. So, in answer to the next question, the rocks I've got to build up because I wasn't happy with that effect. Oh, is it near Canvey Island? Right, okay, fair enough. Canvey Island, south of the river. So, yeah, I've got an idea now where the other island is. So, these are going to have that crap put on it as well. Because I'm not happy. That doesn't look like rocks.
Looks like a biscuit.
Exactly. So when you got that stud on it, it doesn't look very...
Right, if you like burnt a biscuit, that's what that would look like.
Yeah, so I've also got to fix these, which means cutting out a nice ring and then laying up basically wall filler. Are we all from Blackpool? Yeah, I'm about an hour away from Blackpool. Mick's got to come across the mountains in the middle of the country to get to it. I'm closer. I mean, I'm closer to Liverpool than Blackpool. Get to Liverpool in about half an hour, 45 minutes. About an hour to get to Blackpool. Although I don't know why anyone would ever want to go to Blackpool.
We should pick a random ass fucking spot where nobody wants to go and just go there.
Blackpool's actually one of the most popular destinations for staying in the UK and going on holiday for stag do's and hen nights and things like that. But because stag do's and hen nights and stuff like that just descend upon it, it's not a it's not a nice place, really. Everybody's grumpy, everybody's whinging, nobody wants to be in it there, and everyone's in everyone's way. So it's just like, get out of the fucking way. Well, at least I was anyway. But then again, I'm like that everywhere I go. So I can't really say much about that. Right. I'm doing this off camera so nobody sees me cut my finger. No, the closest thing we've got to Arkansas is Wales.
I do want to visit Wales at some point. I do. I mean, it looks lovely. I mean, the scenery looks lovely, bro. It does look lovely.
It is. It's just very wet.
That's the whole British Isles, though. No, I mean it rains fucking everywhere I go. Every time I've been over
Well, yeah, there is that. We
there. Hey,
do
you
get
guys
a
are
lot.
fucking a big Seattle. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
actually, no. Aren't we just a small Seattle? Isn't Seattle actually bigger than us?
I don't know how many people Seattle has.
Seattle's a city, isn't it?
Yeah, Seattle's a city, and Washington's a state. I don't know how many people Washington. Because it's funny. Washington State's probably bigger than England itself.
Yeah.
But like the equivalent would be, if you take, in my opinion, like the equivalent of all the British Isles would be like Washington and Oregon. But I think that you guys got more people than those two states would.
Yeah, but then again, we are. If you think about the age of our nation, as well as a various myriad of other things, we are very densely populated for our little island.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's spaced the fuck out. Most of the United States are spaced out. I mean, some of the East Coast is a little packed, but I mean, even then, it's fucking. Besides, like New York, Manhattan. I mean, not even New York City. I mean, most of the boroughs in New York City are not too bad. It's just Manhattan that's fucking cramped. Everything else is pretty spaced out, like Queens and Staten Island. Most people got houses and shit.
Yeah. See, Mick's got it perfectly there. Blackpool is like Vegas, but on the coast. Vegas, like the lights, but nothing else. He's got lots of lights. He's got a fairground. He's got a fairground in there. At one point in time, a couple of decades ago, it had the tallest roller coaster in the world.
Okay.
Until about 3 months later, California went, "What? No, I just built one bigger." So we did have the tallest roller coaster in the world for a while, in Blackpool of all places. So it's not. Last year we took the kids there for a week. Just to do some of the beachy stuff and like the sea life sensory stuff and things like that.
Right.
Like the touristy stuff if you was going to go there. But we stayed outside of Blackpool Centre. We stayed on one of the little campsite places. So we weren't right in the thick of it. So as soon as the night time come, we were away from all the drunkards and all the idiots that were starting fights.
Right.
But if you're going to stay in Blackpool and actually go to Blackpool for the nightlife, then you're looking at a city at the end of the day, or you're looking at a city style. Everyone's going to get drunk. Everyone's idiots, assholes, partied up, drugged up, and probably looking to start a fight just because they can't do anything else there. There's nothing else to do there. What do you do? Drink, start fights.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, right?
That's all they can do. So, yeah, it's not the greatest place, but you can still go. I'm not saying don't go. It's certainly an experience. If you've never experienced a British seaside, it is definitely an experience for you.
I've been to so many different party towns. I don't know. At this point, it's all the same. I mean, somebody might be like, "Oh, you got to go to Isabel," but I mean, or Ibiza, whatever the fuck it's called. I go there. What? I don't do drugs. What the fuck am I gonna do in Ibiza? Sit there and go, "Duh." Yeah, I ain't got time for this shit.
No, I'm not going to Ibiza. Where are you going? Amsterdam. Why? Because they've got a cafe I can roll up in.
I have no desire to go to Amsterdam, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe 20 years ago when it was the only spot in town, but like, I mean, if I'm going to visit, that whole region, Middle Europe, I'm going to go to fucking Germany, see a lot of the, different shit there. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't visit the Netherlands, but I mean, it's not going to be like, oh, I need to go there and get a whore. Whatever, dude. I got friends that if I want to visit whorehouses, I could just, message a friend and be like, yo, meet me up. And
yeah, I'll tell you this one.
The time for all that shit.
These places I'd like to go. Belgium's one of the places I'd like to go. There's quite a few places that I would like to travel around in the country, but I say in the country, in Europe. But goddamn, it just costs so much. Even if you're going by train or if you go by ferry, it costs a lot cheaper, but it takes so much longer. It's like by the time when I went to Belfast, by the time I'd flown from Manchester to Belfast, I could have done the trip another 6 times before the ferry had made it one way. And it's like, we saw it. We passed over it. We saw it. And it's like, yeah, that's the one that set off 2 hours before us. And it was still not there. And it's like, for God's sakes.
Man, here's Buddha mixed ass. Like, get the fuck out of our country, bro.
Yeah, go move. Well, we're an accepting country up to a degree, and then once we don't accept you, we're very, very blunt and blatant about the fact that we don't want you here. You're lucky you didn't get that because, well, we liked you.
Well, I'm not saying I'm kind of a likable guy. I mean, I'm not combative. I'm respectful of cultures. I like hanging out with people, getting to know people. It would take a lot for me to get kicked out. I mean, maybe if it was a place that I was just loud and I didn't know the social mores, but most Western world places, bars especially, they had no problem with me. I mean, they're gonna kick me out. All that.
Yeah, they get loud anyway because you usually have music playing. You need to be loud.
Well, it's a goddamn bar. You know, you're fucking yell.
Yeah, if you don't yell, you're not getting heard enough by the bartender. Christ, I just tried to order. What was he ordering? Bushmills, because Captain got me on that while I was over there. Yeah, trying to order just Bushmills when I went over to see Dirty DC. I was shouting my order about 3 or 4 times just for the poor barmaid just to hear it. And it wasn't like, it's like 2 Bushmills. How hard?
Right? Fucking loud ass music and shit. I don't mind music, but usually it's like I'd rather have background music with a regular volume. You could talk as opposed to fucking loud ass shit.
It's so much easier when background music's a better option than pure live music. Don't get me wrong, I love live music, and listening to skip rap was great. Just I couldn't talk to you when you were sat 3 feet away from me.
That was so loud.
That was so loud. You were saying that was so loud. I was sat in between the speakers. I'm surprised my ears weren't bleeding by the end of the night.
Right. Yeah, if you ever go visit Mick, bro, you got to bring hearing protection. You do.
Yeah. Sit on the sofa. Don't sit on the PC chair.
Right. Imagine like putting a couch on a fucking flight line, like an airway where the airplanes go. The tarmac. That's what fucking being over mix is like. It's loud.
Oh yes. It was thoroughly enjoyable, but loud.
Oh yeah, we had a fucking blast, man. What a fucking reception! What a first night, right? It was a fun fucking time, man.
I to be quite honest, once we got dropped off, it kind of all just did it and just ended up like you coming to going, dude, we need to go back, and it all just kind of blurred into one big long just party almost.
Right. It was just random as fun. It's the best times though, right?
I was like, I was loving it. It was great. It was great. Yeah, but that's the thing. The band were drinking as well. So yeah, they were drinking and they were getting louder and doing their practice sessions. And then someone would jump on the laptop, which was set up to the PA system, and start thumping out something with so much bass that
I forgot about that.
Feel the damn shit. It's like, oh,
forgot about that. What was that one random ass shirt I gave Raz? Because I had a bunch of shirts I brought. I think it was a wrestling shirt, like a Macho Man shirt or something.
Oh, you did give him a wrestling shirt, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I had a bunch of brown shit and then a bunch of fucking just a random wrestling shirt.
Yeah, me and Mick got away with the Joey Edibles t-shirts, and then everyone else was on something else.
That was some brown shit. I know I gave him a Browns banner from the clubhouse, and I had that Browns headband thing. And I tried to give him like 8. Randy Savage, yeah, it wasn't that much.
Yeah, that's it. Randy Savage. Oh shit, I'm back up to 6 again. Thank you all, 6,000 of you. I don't know how I managed to get 6 back up again, but yay, fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's prime time on the West Coast or East Coast, bro. It's 7:50. It's about to be 8 o'clock. That's the most time when people watch TV.
We're on YouTube. We're not on TV.
I mean, YouTube is TV, right?
Yeah, I suppose to a degree.
I mean, let me ask you this. Back when we were kids, younger, 80s, 90s, whatever, it was getting on a TV show, background, whatever. It was always a fun thing, big thing. Now, is it even a thing to you? I mean, at least to me, it's not. It's nothing. Like,
No, my TV didn't get if my TV goes on now, it's because the youngest wants to watch YouTube or wants to play Roblox. That's it. It's the only reason my television really goes on now. It went on over the weekend because United were playing on BBC, and basically it was the FA Cup over the weekend, so we put it on for that. But that's the only real reason we even considered putting television on. We don't watch it anymore. It's crap. There's nothing. Right. There's nothing for me to watch, and I think that's purposeful because I'm not their target audience anymore. They don't want to target a fucking 40-year-old bloke. What do they want to target a 40-year-old bloke for? Oh, my money goes on my kids, or my house, or something else.
Well, it's a conundrum too, because like people like me, for example, dude, I pay a lot of money to not see ads. I pay YouTube Premium, so I don't see the ads on YouTube. I'm on YouTube most of the time. If I'm not on YouTube, I'm watching something on demand, something on HBO Max or whatever. And I'm just watching the program. There's no commercials, and that's it. I don't see any ads. Like throughout the day, I'm looking at no ads whatsoever. How do advertisers get through to me? You know what I mean? It's I might maybe on the way to work once a week or on the radio, I'll hear one or two commercials, but they're fucking going in one ear and out the other, and they're usually crap. I mean, it's going to be a paradox how we're going to, pay for. I mean, look at Elliot. If those of you who don't have YouTube Premium and subject to the ads, like what are the ads even for? It's probably some scam. Get rich here by following this course, some bullshit.
Right. I'm going to take my hat off before I say this. Okay, see? Do you want to know what my adverts are for? Hair dryers and hair colorant. And there you go. All of you can see. In fact, I'm going to put it up big just so you can see. I'm not afraid of this one. YouTube advertises hair colorants and hair dryers and stuff and hair products to me. Fucking know your advertisers, all right? Know your audience. I do not need hair colorants. I don't think I am ever going to get a weave. This shit just don't apply to me. Stop showing me the adverts.
I mean, am I opposed to getting a weave philosophically? No. But I mean, if I got a weave, literally everybody on the planet would laugh at it. So why would I do that?
Yeah. It's like, I've got nothing against it. Dutch braids, wonderful. I would love my long hair back again so I could put a Dutch braid in it again. But it ain't happening. I'm not delusional. I'm not tricking myself. I'm going bald. I'm aware of this. In fact, I pretty much am bald.
Bald is beautiful, baby.
So YouTube, if you want to advertise me and you want to do targeted advertising, because that's what they're looking to try and do, really. They want to target the advertising to you specifically. At least get it bleeding right, please. Because advertising hair products to me is like advertising diesel cars to Greta Thunberg, for fuck's sake. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to happen. You're never going to get a sale out of it. In fact, it's just going to waste your time and money as much as mine. So yeah, I don't watch the adverts. That's usually my time to cover up the screen with Rizzler papers and make my next smoke, or go make a cup of tea, or just turn the volume down till I can be bothered. Turn it back up to watch it again. So they don't usually bother me too much unless they give me a 30-second advert I can't fucking skip. Then I get annoyed. I will actually stop the video and go back in to rewatch it.
Right. That's the other thing too, is that when you do see an advert, bro, you get hostile, and we all do. We get irrationally hostile, and then at the end of the day, I mean, there's no reason for us to. But it's like we're so used to that non-advertising thing. We don't. Once you go to an environment where you don't have to look at advertising, you do not want to go back, man. I don't want to see another commercial the rest of my life. Fuck that.
Advertisers are some of the worst people on the planet because they want to sell you something knowing that you do not want it or need it. but they will still try and sell it to you. They don't care if you want it or need it. They just want your money, and that's what makes it bad. That's why I don't like adverts.
That shit would be for fucking StreamYard. If I went back to YouTube, whatever, YouTube regular, whatever the fuck they call it, didn't have the premium anymore, it would be nonstop StreamYard advertisements, bro, all over the place.
No, I don't get any StreamYard advertisements. I don't even get advertisements for these. These things that I have an entire channel based around. I don't even get advertisements for these. I get more women's advertisements than I do for anything relevant for me. And it's like, what? Why? I don't understand it. It's absolutely bloody pointless.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to get intricate with it, product placement. Use the influencer economy, I guess. I don't know. It's
I mean, they already have the technology to do it. Like, for instance, your phone knows what your face looks like, and has already sent that picture to I don't know how many thousands of different companies.
Oh, 100% for sure.
So they know what you look like. They know the sites you go on. They know what you buy. They know what you like. They know what you do. But they're too stupid to take that information and go, well, why don't we start advertising the stuff that he uses to him? No. What do they do? They advertise stuff that you've never had any interest in ever in your life. It's like give him a tampon advert. He's never bought a tampon. Go give him a tampon advert, see if he goes out and buys one. What the fuck are you gonna buy out a tampon advert? You're not gonna buy one. But they'll still shove it down your throat just to try to get you to buy it. It's just like, you fucking morons. I just worked in sales too long, that's all. I could, having worked in sales, I've seen how it works and how they do it and how they try and manipulate you and make it look like it's a life-changing thing that you're never going to be able to do without. It's like, it's a fucking hi-fi. It's a television. It's a phone. I said, I can't do this shit anymore. So I got out of it and went into caring because I just couldn't deal with the advertising and the sales and the just bullshit that went along with it, to be quite honest.
Well, I mean, we're built on an economy of you bring stuff to a store, you sell, at a cheap price, and you sell stuff from the store at a markup, and that person runs the store, etc. I mean, those days are kind of over. I mean, everybody can order shit in the internet now.
Yep.
So why are they gonna? People are just delusional with, their small businesses. They're like, oh, I can do this, and they're running an Etsy shop selling pins that say vibes or whatever. I'm like, if I can go online and get fucking 20 different options that are cheaper than yours, and there's no absolute way in this world you can beat their price ever.
Nope.
Even because the materials alone would cost too much by the time you did it. The only business you're gonna get is on favors, the friends who feel sorry for you, that kind of shit, and that's not a way to grow. It's it's a hustle. It's gonna be a hustle economy. I don't know. It's not gonna get any better in most of these places unless there's a mini, revolution of sorts. It's I don't know.
It needs a backlash. It does need a backlash. It needs
you don't need
a lot of people to turn around and go, do you want to know something? Fuck Amazon. Fuck eBay. I'm going to that shop down there because I know John's got it in stock and he's got it now. Mm-hmm. I've got to admit, I'm one of them. If I know there's a shop nearby that's got it, I'll go to the shop. It's like, I can get it there by 10 o'clock tonight. Yeah, but that shop's 5 minutes away. I can have it in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to him. Yeah, but it costs you £7 extra. Yeah, but I've got it now.
Urgency bias. Well, I mean, in America, the problem we got so much retail space. We got way too much. Like they say, we got 5 times more retail space in America than you guys do in the UK, which is insane to think about. There's so many just random stores and this and that. And a lot of these stores we got are just propped up by random shit. Like they'll have a pharmacy attached, and then they'll have a mini general store with products that are just marked up. CVS is a good example for that. A lot of CVSs were open later, 24 hours a day. So they would just charge whatever for the product because they have the pharmacy there. The pharmacy keeps the place afloat. And I don't know, man. It's gonna be weird. I think the big thing in America, at least, a lot of the office spaces is going to be turned into housing. Because like downtown Cleveland, for example, we got all this random office space. I mean, right? There's no place. There's one place to eat for me to go, Lincoln Lizard. Other than that, at least by where my office is at, downtown Cleveland. And Cleveland's a decent sized town. You know, it's not like it's a fucking small town. We got a huge airport, sports teams, etc. But it's just it's just this different vibe than it was 5 to 10 years ago. Totally different, man.
Oh, I mean, everywhere's changed over the last 20 years.
Oh yeah. I mean, the 80s and 90s was the office building peak. You're not gonna see that again. I mean, there's no reason to. I mean, with technology, people would much rather work from home.
I mean, just growing up in the 80s and 90s was so different. Different. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. Now it's everybody's so jumped up and uptight and did it and so concentrated in their own little things that are just not actually doing anything, but they're so consumed within it. And it's like, for God's sake, just open your eyes, look around. You see
people don't know how to appreciate what they got, for one. And when the things we got today are unheard of, I mean, in some places many years ago. I mean, at least in the States, I would assume it's the same in the UK. Every single house, has a toilet. You got flush plumbing. You probably got temperature controlled rooms.
Well, we've got radiators, but yeah, you have air conditioning.
Right. So you got internet. Everybody has access to internet, video games, movies, etc. And cheap on demand call. Like if I wanted to call you now, like right now, we're talking for hours on end for no cost at all. If we wanted to do this in 1989, it's costing us $6 a minute. Yeah, it's not cheap, bro.
Yeah. I actually remember calling somebody in Michigan. I think I was about 16, and I was called somebody in Michigan, and I remember my mum getting the phone bill for it, and holy shit, I didn't realize how much a half an hour conversation was going to cost. But put it this way, I didn't get a PlayStation that year because I had to pay off that fucking phone bill.
That's great.
It was horrible. It's just I didn't realize how much it was. In fairness, I don't think the girl expected me to call, because it was kind of like, yeah, I'll give my number. You're not gonna call me. Yeah, I did. Dad answered the phone. He's like, "Is blah 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 there?" Obviously, English accent on the other end of the phone. Shouting it down. And she's like, I didn't think you was gonna phone. Why the fuck do you think I asked for the number? Oh dear. But yeah, I've done the international call thing, and no, it's not fun. It's expensive. That's why WhatsApp and Facebook and like things like Messenger and this and they're so brilliant, because you can just contact and there's no cost involved.
Mm-hmm. And the internet has simplified a lot of things. I mean, I personally love paying bills online, auto pay, shit like that. I mean, back in the day, you'd have to get the checkbook out, we have to bill the mail, write the check. It was fucking horrible.
Yeah, but on the other side, there's stuff like over here on the NHS. They've got an app and they want us to be in charge of our own medication. It's like, no, you're the trained fucking pharmacist. How about you be in charge of the medication, please? Instead of me, complete numpty, being in charge of it. And they don't seem to understand that part of it. And it's like, yeah, but you're the one that's trained to do this, to not fuck up the doses, to not do this, to not do that. And you want to put it in my hands? Really? I don't even trust me to pick up the dishes, let alone pick up fucking prescription. And but because they want everything online and all automated and everything, you can do it yourself. So, yeah, but doing it myself is not always the good thing. I'm having surgery. I don't want to do it myself. I want the trained guy to fucking do it.
If it was a part I could see, like I don't know, I could do surgery on my finger maybe, or my hand, or my arm or something, but like I wouldn't trust anything I couldn't see, like on my back, somebody'd have to do it, or in our hair. Maybe in the mirror. I mean, the shaving is no different than surgery. It's a little more complicated.
Can you see that scar there?
Yeah.
Across the back of my thumb. Okay. No surgery involved with that. That was just me with compression. I got to the hospital and they told me there's nothing I can do because I've already done it better than them. So I just held it in place. And damn it, cut straight through to the fucking bone in my thumb, putting a racking up. I still can't fully move it to where I could. But yeah, damn near chopped my thumb off, blood in everywhere. Clamped it down, went to A&E, sat there for hours, and they went, "You've done a better job than us." Well, that's reassuring, isn't it? Because all I've done was held onto it with a t-shirt. So fucking wonderful you are. So yeah, I suppose some surgeries I'll do myself, but anything big, I want the doctor to do it. And with my medication being what it is, I need a doctor to do it. I need a doctor to sign off. I can't order it myself. I tried to explain this to them, and it's like talking to a fucking moose.
I don't mind mine with the VA. It's easy. There's a little talk to your provider button. I just type in what I need, and they fucking usually respond back or just send it in the mail. It's nice. Like if I need, pills or inhalers or anything, I mean, they don't even question it. I can just be like, I don't have any breathing issues, but if, like I need an inhaler for the boy, I'd just be like, I need an inhaler, and they'll send me one in the mail.
Well, here's the annoying thing is they give me 28 tablets, right, which is exactly 4 weeks. Which means it shouldn't be difficult to figure out when my next set is due. Exactly 4 weeks. I take the last one on a Wednesday night, pick it up on a Thursday, and it should be no problem. Somehow they managed to mess that up. And they didn't come in until day 30. It's like, oh, dear God. Because if I don't take one of the tablets, it's the same. The withdrawal symptoms are the same as my condition symptoms. So it doubles up essentially. And I'm fucked. I'm fucked for the next 2 days. I can't do anything. Luckily, Mrs. picked my tablets up, get it, take it. Still fucked. So I've been screwed all week, most of the weekend, which has been fun. That's why. It's also why I didn't do anything the other week because I screwed up my tablets. I forgot to fucking take it because I'm a dick. Anyway, now we're just chatting. Now I'm not actually painting anything. So for Lazy Mini Painting, I am well and truly living up to that name. Being so lazy that I'm not actually doing any at all.
You should just do whatever.
Yeah, I'm not actually doing any painting at all. It's that lazy. I'm actually drying now because I've tried my ink on this to see if it helps stop it being as whitey as that. I'm hoping it works. If not, I've just fucked this model up and we'll have to start again a bit. Won't be the first time. But while you're still here, I'm going to say thank you for all four people, Mick T, JV, and anybody else who's in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Man below me is Joey from Square Table Degenerates Podcast. Square Table Degenerates Podcast. That is the channel. Go check it out. This man can make you laugh. He'll make you cry. He'll also make you think, what the fuck am I here for? All in one foul swing.
Right.
Go
if
check
you're
him
a chick,
out.
I'll cream your jeans if you're a chick too.
Yeah,
my sexy deep voice and my tall American ways. You're gonna dig it.
Just don't mention boobs. Just don't mention boobs.
Right.
However, for me, I'm going to say good night for me. Thank you for joining me.
Yes, sir.
My Tyranid army is done now, so it's going to be mostly scenery and space marines from now on, or goblins. Yeah, scenery, space marines, and goblins will be the next few streams that I will be doing. Thank you everybody for coming to join me. Please hit the like, subscribe if you want to come back and join me again next time. Be about the same time next week, 9:30. And yeah, thank you very much. Anything you want to say to everyone before we go?
Nah, brother. Thanks for having me up, man.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. You all have a good night. Drive safe.
I'll see you, buddy.